Interesting. And right now, new customers bet $5.
Hi, my loves. Sorry, let me skip this ad real quick. Hi, Sophia. I feel like I cannot, the first comment, I can't see your name. All I see is gratitude, Sandy. Yeah, I can't see your name. First of all, can you guys hear and see, or hear? Can you hear, yeah, and see me okay? I don't know why I can't see the first comment. I'm going to type it. Oh, that was my comment. Jeez. Okay, just making sure everybody can hear me. I'll make sure my volume is up. You think I'd have this already checked? There you guys are. Oh my gosh. I don't know why it took me so long to get your comments. Hi, Sophia. Hi, Erica. Hi, Tammy. Shantae. Oh, good. You can hear and see me fine. Thank you. Hi, Erica. Hi, Wanita. Hi, Irene. I should get rid of my comment. Hi, Mystical Matter. Hi, God's Daughter. I like that name. Hi, Tammy. Hi, Anna. And, I'm thinking Anna. You're welcome. You're welcome, God's Daughter. All right, so good. Everything's going okay. So I want to just start the reading first and foremost for everyone, with Saint Mary, with Mother Mary. And this is for the collective, those who are with us now and those who will catch this later. I do have chat replay on, by the way. So sometimes you know, like maybe you can't stick around or something. You can always go and chat replay and see if your question was answered. I do try to answer as many as I can. Priorities or donations do take priority. I just feel like it's only fair. But then I do try to go back and do as many free as I can. So I just want you to know that, okay? I do my best. Okay, Mother Mary. Mother Mary, message for the collective. Erica, I think there's like super chats or something. Or you can even use my PayPal link. It doesn't matter if that's what you want to do. All right. Okay. Well, look how they all spread out. Interesting, because I feel like it's the same thing that happened last reading. And look at this, God. What do you think about that, God's Daughter? Let's do its face up first. Oh, we got quite a few. Action. Open your heart. Home. Optimism. All right. So I feel like first and foremost, God. What a beautiful omen to show up. And what does God say? I step out of the way and surrender any need for control in order to make room for God's healing love to flow through me and this situation. Thank you, God. And then action. So it's almost like if I'm praying, prayers are being answered, but it's saying that it is going to take your action. Today, I take the action related to the priorities that I have previously put off. I could use that message myself. And then open your heart. I allow myself to feel the full range of emotions, especially all forms of love. You know, with God here, it's a reminder to us that we're spiritual beings. We can really handle pretty much anything here on earth, you know, like much for our life, I want to say, is like predestined, but then you add free will in there. So, anyways, then we have home. I trust and follow my guidance about my home. And then last but not least, optimism. I expect good things to happen, and they do. I expect good things to happen, and they do. Optimism, it's the key. All right. Now, let me take a second. Again, chat replay is going to be on, or it is on. So after this, we're done here. You know, you can always go check that out, or you may want to hear your message twice because we do go in depth. All right. Well, I just went to an ad. Every time I go to ad, I feel like I lose your comments. I just want to skip it. Skip. Okay. Eric, I think I said hi. Wanita, hello. Irene. Oh, yeah, I think I said hi to a lot of you guys. Lindy, hi. Elizabeth, hello. Erica. Again, there, like on my phone, there's a little $sign. I'm assuming that's how you do it. I've only gone on to a live chat once. So anyways, okay, so Wanita is asking the first question. Is there anything from my guides? I'm sure there is. And I don't mean that in a negative way. How do we want to open up the reading? You know, I think I'm going to use a deck that I have not used in quite a while. And really, I just rediscovered it today. I believe it's called the Angels Tarot. I could be wrong. I often forget the name of my decks because I don't usually keep the box that it came in, unless it came in like a beautiful box. So Wanita, we are using what I believe is the Angels Tarot. And any messages for Wanita from her beautiful guides of the light. You can tell when a deck hasn't been used because it's like it wants to really shuffle itself. And I'm okay with that. I do want to let anyone who's new know that I am not a fast reader, but I am an in-depth reader. I guess you can't have both. Well, hello, soulmates. 2 of Cups. The Star, Wanita. Okay, now they're all coming out. Let's take what's face off. The Empress. Look at the major arcanas. The 8 of Cups. The Hangman under the soulmates. So maybe now is not like, I feel like what this is saying is we have soulmate energy here, and could be someone that you have known. I feel like your experiences through your lifetime has brought you to the Empress's energy. And what that means is, you know, I think you have to ask yourself this too. Like we all have to ask ourselves, you know, if we're the Empress, are we staying loving and nurturing? Do we realize our power, our wisdom? You know, do we take the epiphanies that, or the signs that Spirit sends to us, and do we use them? Because that's what the Empress does. She knows the perfect time to bring something to the table. Sitting right next to the Star, that's about your hopes, your dreams, your wishes. But the Hangman is like, but wait a minute. I'll see why. We have the Seven of Pentacles. We have the Three of Pentacles. Interesting, guys, right off the bat. Oh, no, that's the Five of Pentacles. I was going to say right off the bat, 33. And then look at this, Wanita. Lovers. I have this is making me feel like I was in love with someone. Maybe, maybe I claimed him as my soulmate. There's definitely something there, and they probably are soulmate type of energy, but I do feel then there's a separation from that. But I feel like in between that period of time, like how you have grown. And I feel like, the one thing, like a lot of people like want to avoid towers, like, oh, no towers in my reading. But the truth is the towers usually move us to a place that maybe we were afraid to move ourselves. So I do, it's showing like the struggle that you've gone through. But, it's interesting how I said, I feel like, our lives are predestined with free will sprinkled in between. That's kind of what this feels like. So I feel like what your guides are saying to you right now is there does feel like there's a special love. You could look at the Lovers as a head over heart decision. It's mirroring the Hangman, but then with the soulmates right above it. I feel like what it's saying is, and then I have to look at that Eight of Cups because that's your emotional house. In the clearing of that emotional house, that's how we become the Empress. That's one of the big ways. So I feel like what it's saying is, you've learned a lot. You've learned a lot through love, which means that you've probably had like some experiences, and probably not all good, but you've learned from them. And I feel like what this is saying is the perfect energy or the perfect person is coming in, I feel like at the right time. Now, can I speed up this process? And by the way, a soulmate doesn't have to be romantic, but it's whatever you're thinking, because the star is right next to it. I forget what I was just going to say. What was I going to say? Oh, I feel like also, Juanita, I feel like your guides are saying there's not much that you have to, like, keep yourself optimistic. Yes. I expect good things to happen, and therefore they do. So keep your energy optimistic. And I feel like what this is just saying, whatever is meant to find you, because especially with the Seven of Pentacles, patience, the Hangman, seeking wisdom, right? No movement. But then there feels like there's movement. So I feel like this is talking about something that's like predestined. And then I feel like, and I can let go of control of that. I'm just seeing if there's anything else. It's interesting too, because in the Five of Pentacles, I often feel like that's a difficult time. It just usually means something happened outside of my control, but I didn't have the luxury of just doing nothing. Like I had to keep moving. I had to keep, keep on keeping on. But I feel like in the Five of Pentacles, the person going through that, because it's temporary energy, it is a five. I feel like they're moving closer and closer and closer to what I would call their soulmate family. Now, Juanita, I feel like we're your soulmate family. But I also feel like this, well, let's just say potentially is talking about love too. So I feel like at the right time, it's just going to be the right time. What I feel like the best thing for you to do is think about the Empress's energy. She's loving and nurturing. She keeps our heart open. That's what Mother Mary asked. Keep our heart open. And then the willingness to take action when I feel like whatever seed is about to come to fruition, will you accept it? I feel like you will. And I feel like there's, it's just saying, like, when we look back, and when we look back, there's an opportunity to understand really how far we have come. And that's really why we look back. Like, okay, I want to know about myself. I want to know how I am in love. Because remember, if I'm looking for love, then I want to be that vibration. That's what's going to vibrate back to me. So, anyways, I feel like, yeah, you may have lost love, but I feel like you're regaining it. You're regaining it. Okay. Okay. So, I think we're going to use these cards more often. If I can pick them up. Look at that, the Four of Wands on the bottom of the deck didn't come up. So, potential commitment. You know, it's called the marriage card. It didn't want to be seen until it was ready to be seen. I think that's a sign too. All right. I hope that helped. I keep kicking myself out of the comments. You're very welcome, Wanita. I want to say Chateau, but I know that's not your name. Dang it. Sorry, I can't pronounce your name correctly. It feels like Chateau. Anyways, wondering what's an important theme for me this year. Thanks, Sandy. You're very welcome, my dear. All right, so an important theme for you this year. Let's bring out the Psychic Tarot. And anytime we bring in a new deck, I always shuffle them and then give them a cut. And then once they've been cut, we don't have to cut them again. Those are just my rules at my table. Our table. We'll take you. Well, hello, Ace of Pentacles. How's that? You know what I love about the Ace of Pentacles is often feel the Ace. First of all, the Ace of Pentacles, what's it say? Prosperity begins. I mean, okay, we'll take that. But I feel like in the Ace of Pentacles, it's meant to come in and really enhance your life. So I feel like, first of all, you're asking about the year. Well, it feels like it's starting off. And listen, sometimes the year doesn't begin until Aries energy. So when I say like the beginning, because I'm seeing that one, like, so it may be March, but nonetheless, it's like, here's this ace. Now, with this Ace of Pentacles, I can nurture it. I can grow it. Think of a garden, right? Like this is a seed. And if I nurture it, I love it, I care for it, then it really has unlimited potential. If I ignore it, then it kind of dries up and dies. So I feel like it's saying, get ready. Look at this. Positive movement forward with the number 8. We're in a universal year 8. Spiritual strength. It's like your spiritual team has been holding you up. I feel like your spiritual team holds you in high regard. Not that all of our spiritual teams don't hold us in high regard, but I feel like there's something that you've been through, and I feel like your spiritual team has been there all along with you. So whatever, I feel like you had to go through something, and I feel like now you're coming out the other end. But I do feel like your guides want you to know, like, we've been with you every step. Every step you take, every move you make. Well, that sounds creepy. Okay. I'm going to take a couple more, though. So I have to say this year's looking good. Not only is it looking good, oh, hello, sun. So we're going to take the sun because it's face up, and look at that. There you are, nurturing your garden. You're taking that seed and you're giving it light. Now, I don't know why, but it feels beautiful to me. We have the Seven of Cups. Choose wisely. However, with the sun out, that means that everything will be illuminated. So I feel like there's going to be opportunities coming your way. And, the ball will be put in your court, whether you say yay or nay. But I feel like there's no need to fear anything here because the sun will illuminate your path for you. I also feel like the sun is a good omen of really feel like I just feel like this is a year where you're going to really enjoy your life. And this pentacle coming in, especially with the sun underneath it, it just feels like whatever you want to create this year, this is a year I would say for you to be action oriented, to trust your intuition, and to take advantage of the things that come towards you, because you never know where it's going to lead you. I'm going to take one more. Truth. Look at that. It's leading you to your truth. It feels like it's leading you to, what potentially you came here in this lifetime to create or to experience, or all of that. Truth is calling you. This is judgment. It's calling you to the present moment. And there's a reason, because there's about to be a rebirth. Now it's mirroring the sun. You have nothing to worry about. Quite the opposite. Something very special is happening for you this year. And it's truly, I feel like, let's put it this way. I feel like when you leave this year, you're going to look back and you're going to be like, this was one hell of a year, but in the best of ways. Okay, I'm going to let that be. I'm going to try not to make the reading super, super long, but I'm also not going to shorten them, if that makes sense. Okay, Katie A, 424. Hi, my love interest tells me our distance is too far to make it realistically work. Any chance for us? He's everything I asked the universe for. First and foremost, I would say distance. Well, if we're real, I guess, because I'm thinking about Sam and I also had distance between us, but we found a way. Now, if it's different countries, I could see that being more difficult. But let's, you know what? Let's bring in the Witch's Tarot. And this is for Katie. Katie A. Katie. All right. What can you tell us about this long distance relationship and the other partner claiming its distance is too far, but it feels like this person is everything Katie has been hoping for? Why bring them into her life if it can't be? Will it be? And all of those. And whatever else wants to come out. So, Katie and her relationship. Wow. Okay, things just went flying. All right, face up first. We have the Three of Wands. Interesting. Optimism. Same card Mother Mary gave us. Hello, Ten of Cups. We have the Eight of Pentacles. We have the Magician. Wow. We have Hello, Lovers. And we have the Strength card. Okay. Katie. Okay. So this is what I'm thinking. Well, this is what I feel, because a magician is mirroring the Three of Wands. Again, that Three of Wands, it's living in the present moment. It's enjoying each and every moment. You know what I mean? And sometimes it is about not worrying about where the final destination will be. However, the Ten of Cups does show. But then next to it is the Eight of Pentacles. So I feel like what it's saying is, if both people are willing to put the effort in, then I do feel like, like in a way, I feel like it's a shame that you're at a distance. And it's interesting because we have the Lovers here, and I do feel like that is you and your partner. But at the same time, then you have the Strength card. So the Lovers is a head over heart decision. This is what I want to say though, but I feel the love here. I feel the love. So it's more of an obstacle that is keeping us apart. It's more of an obstacle. 2 8s, by the way, 88. I don't know if that means anything to you, but I love having the Magician mirroring the Three of Wands. I expect good things to happen, and therefore they do. Now, does that promise me that I'll get exactly what I want? No, but maybe I'll get better. So I feel like ultimately, of course, there's free will. But I feel like as it relates to love, I don't feel like the distance should keep you apart. And listen, maybe this person needs to, I never like to say play a game because I don't mean it that way. But sometimes I feel like sometimes people have to miss us to understand that what obstacle was in front of us, that we were able to overcome it. And I feel like that's what the Strength card's talking about, the ability to overcome. What's it say? It takes great strength to be soft. To be soft. So I feel like it's interesting because I feel like this person loves you, and I feel like you love them. And I do feel like, again, it could come together. But I feel like both people, of course, need to want that. And I feel like, this obstacle can be overcome. Now, that would probably mean that one would have to move. It can be overcome, but I don't know if it'll be overcome as soon as you want it to be. So that's why I was thinking, like, because I don't like to play mind games, but I get this feeling like it's almost like maybe they need to miss me a little bit to understand my importance in their life. But love, I feel like love is here. So, it's telling you to stay optimistic. But yet, in the same breath, I don't want you to wait and wait and wait and wait. Because, listen, let's just say for whatever reason, it doesn't work out. It doesn't mean you won't find someone who may even, like you're saying, this feels like the person, like everything I've been wishing for. But that's our human mind. When spirit gets involved, you never know. Like, okay, I was wishing for that. And then, oh, who are you? So I feel like keep all your energy open. And I feel like I don't feel like the distance, yes, it is an obstacle, but I do feel like it's an obstacle that can be overcome. And right now, maybe this is your partner, like in a head over heart decision. Do I follow my heart or I follow my head? It makes me feel like they're an earth sign, like, like I'm grounded where I'm at type of energy. Okay. I'm going to let that be. It's hard to give a definite yes or no, because free will. But they do love you. All right, I hope that helped. All right, so I got that. Hi, Ash. Um, people worry like I'm going to miss their questions. I go back and forth. So I'm going to try my best not to miss anyone's questions. But Ash, hi, lovely. Hi, beautiful. Could I get a read about your financial situation and outcome to your divorce/custody battle? First of all, I'm sorry you're going through that. I think I'm going to stay with the good, or it's not the good witch. What's wrong with me? It's the cozy witch. The witch is cozy. All right. So for Ash, who's going through this divorce and custody battle right now, what's her finances going to look like? And Ash, I feel like I just want to also just leave it open and allow your guides to say whatever they need to say with your questions in mind, of course. All right. Ash, my nephew just had a baby not too long ago. Well, he's a year old now. But his initials are Ash, and that's what we call him, Ash. So anyways, okay. We have the Knight of Swords. Let's read what it says. Be ambitious. Chase every dream. And then we have toxic witches. Be cautious of those who take more than they give. Well, I have a feeling that's exactly what you've realized. The Broom. Out with the old. Oh no, that's the Moon. Still, same thing though. Out with the old, in with the new. So the Moon, taking time for deep reflection is essential. And then we have the Knight of Cups with the Five of Cups. Interesting. So an unexpected cup of fulfillment. First of all, you're asking about your finances and the outcome to the divorce and the custody battle. I love seeing the Knight of Cups here because I feel like it is bringing you a cup of fulfillment. And I feel like the fulfillment is, I'm not going to say like you, you leave the proceeding and everything goes your way, but I do feel like a lot will go your way. And I feel like right now you're in that energy of uncertainty, and that's difficult. I get that. But I do feel like your guides want you to know, like, I feel like I want to think about my energy here also. Because in the Five of Cups, it's really, I am focusing on what I've lost. And I have a feeling that's where the custody battle's at. Not that I feel like you're losing. I feel quite the opposite. But it asks you not to put your focus on what you have lost. Instead, start thinking about, like put it in your mind, your intentions very clear that you will win. And again, I'm not going to say you're going to walk away with everything, but as the custody goes, I feel like that is yours. We have the Five of Swords. So I feel like whoever you're divorcing is somewhat toxic anyway. I'm going to take one on this side, Page of Wands. What's to say? Just because you're passionate about it doesn't mean it will be effortless. And let's take one on this side, the Two of Swords. So that's kind of the energy you're in right now. It's interesting. It's not really talking about your finances. It's talking more about the situation you're in and how you're feeling about it. First and foremost, I feel like the divorce is because somebody was toxic. So that feels right. Like that feels right for you. As the custody goes, I feel like this couple fulfillment is for you. But I do feel like there's this energy of trying to keep yourself as optimistic as you can through this, but the Knight of Swords, I feel like really learning how to communicate with the Nine of Cups. Beautiful. And I'm going to take one more, the Empress, the Mother. And then the Nine of Cups. Here's what it is. Ash, it's like showing you as a single woman, but showing you as the Empress, the abundant one. So this, I know you didn't, well, you kind of asked me about the divorce and custody. So I feel like it feels very good as it relates to you, you continuing in that mother role, you know what I mean? Like, or another way of saying that, like, I don't feel like the kids would be taken away. Now, I love that we have the Nine of Cups. Again, it's not really talking so much about your finances, it's talking more about your emotional status, like, how you're feeling. And the Two of Swords, I feel like, is part of that. So I feel like it's saying, like, eventually you're going to find yourself in this Nine of Cups. And that is where you are grateful. That is where you're enjoying your life again. It is you single, but enjoying that. Now, I don't feel like you'll stay single. And it's interesting that nothing about your finances is really coming up, but it is saying that you're going to be in a happy place. This Nine of Cups says I'm bringing in a couple fulfillment. Well, the Nine of Cups means that you're living in that cup that was promised to you. No blindfolds. Keep your intention positive. Face whatever it is you need to face. And then the Empress is also the creative one. She's the one who receives epiphanies. We all receive them, but she's the one who has learned to listen to her guides, and then she gives birth to these epiphanies. So who knows? You may be doing something like doing your own thing. You may be working from home, that type of thing. But as it relates to your divorce and custody, it seems to turn out in your favor. Try not to worry. It's so that I know I've been there. It's hard not to worry. Don't get pulled into anybody's drama. You know what I mean? Like, no fighting, because it wouldn't do you any good anyway. But this feels like a very good omen for you. And I feel like the Page of Wands is just saying, let's be real. It's not going to be that easy. It's not easy to go through this, and that's just being real. But ultimately, you're ending up in the Nine of Cups, and that is inner harmony, but it's also loving one's life again. Living in a constant state of gratitude. All right. I'm going to let that be, Ash. I hope that helped. I know you didn't talk a lot about your finances, but I feel comfortable, if that makes sense. Okay. All right. Just scrolling, guys. Okay, okay, so hopefully you got that message, Ash. I'm gonna go back up, and I'm gonna go to God's daughter. What kind of problems does Andre have with his dad? I'm gonna bring out the Luminous Tarot. All right, so God's daughter. What kind of problems does Andre have with his dad? Andre and his dad. What's going on? What's going on between the two of them? All right, we're going to take face up first. Wow, we've got quite a bit, but we're going to take them. So we have the King of Wands. We have the Four of Wands. Makes me wonder if Andre's mom and dad got divorced or not. We have the Nine of Pentacles. We have the Hierophant. We have the Death card. And then we have the Lovers. First of all, I feel like there's something financially going on. I feel like if I go, oh, we got another card here. Let's get it. We have the Knight of Wands. Fast moving energy. Being met by the Death card, though. I feel like something happened that it feels to me like it would serve Andre to close the door to something that is beyond his control. I have a feeling there's money issues, or, it's almost like, I don't know if like his father divorced his mother, or if the mother had passed away. Because I'm feeling like for some reason the father has all the control of the money in a way, if that makes sense. He may even own a business. Two of Swords. So it's like Andre's going to make a decision about something. It's interesting because I don't see like real problems. I feel there's more, what's the word I want to use? Kind of like a my way or the highway type of thing. But I feel like money is definitely part of it. I do feel like potentially there was a divorce. It came to an end, or somehow I feel like dad may be alone. Interesting, you have the Lovers here, but then we have the Two Swords. The Lovers is ahead of a hard decision. Two Swords, it's like there's some type of decision he needs to make, and for whatever reason, he's not making it. He's wearing a blindfold. There's something he doesn't want to face. Sometimes we don't want to know that our parents or, are not perfect type of energy. It's like, I don't want to face that. But I do feel like whatever blindfold Andre is wearing, I feel like it's coming off, like it or not, like whether he likes it or not, because I feel like there's something he needs to face. And then I feel like when he faces it, it brings a solution. So it's kind of hard for me to tell here, like what's going on between the two of them. Other than money and potentially Andre holding on to something. This could be something that happened certainly in the past, but yet I still hold on to it today. So I do feel like he needs to let go of something. And then I feel like the father just feels a little controlling. Now, could be a perfectly good dad, don't get me wrong, but I do feel like that, like almost like my way or the highway type of energy. And I also feel like there's some type of, I almost feel like a little bit of sadness within Andre. But again, it's like things, but it feels like things that have already happened. Almost like maybe he blames his dad for something. So I feel like the bottom line here is, because it's not giving us like super clear answers, but I feel like the bottom line is that I do feel like it's Andre wearing the blindfold, because it's like asking a question, but not wanting to face the facts. Okay. I don't know. I hope that helped. It didn't feel that clear to me, but listen, one thing I've learned with tarot, just because it doesn't feel clear to me, doesn't mean it's not clear to the person I'm reading for. So I hope that helped. God's daughter. Rachel, my beautiful Rachel. Hello, Sandy. I pretty much given up on my twin flame due to his free will choice. I'm wondering if there's a chance of reunion, or should I continue on? I'm seeking guidance from my guides. Okay. I feel like bringing out the cozy witch again. I have a feeling, Rachel, that I read for you with the cozy witch a lot. Now, I may be wrong, but something is like making me feel that all of a sudden, like, All right, so your twin flame. Given up. Pretty much given up. Because of his free will choices. And you're wondering if there's a chance of reunion. Or should you call quits and see what the universe has in store for you? Now, I feel like that came from your guides. Listen, though, I feel like what in your heart of hearts you want this reunion. And if it is the best thing for you, then I pray that's what you receive. But as your friend, I want the best. So let's look at this. We have Temperance. We have the 3 Wands again. And then we have the 5 of Wands. Okay, first thing I feel like it's saying is don't fight. Don't fight. If your twin wants to be with you, then your twin will be with you. Don't get pulled into drama. Don't, I feel like this is like giving you an option, right? Like in the 5 of Wands, that tells me that there's probably been some arguing about this, like be in my life or don't be in my life. But then you got the 3 of Wands before that. And Rachel, I feel like that's your natural energy. Like, I feel like you are very optimistic, though there are things that are like, they're clouding that right now. And your twin is one of them. Temperance talks about patience, divine timing. Yet, I never think that we should wait. Circumstances, depending on the circumstances. But I don't feel like, if someone is right there and available to love us, and then they, like their free will is like, I don't know. You know what I mean? Like, I never think we should, like, feed their ego. Don't feed the ego. Don't feed his ego. And I feel like, Rachel, I feel like the more that you can, I almost want to say turn away from this, but it doesn't have to mean forever. Let's remember one thing. If we have a twin, like we all have a twin, and if we're in the same lifetime, chances are that we will end up together. But that doesn't mean that every twin came into, like let's say, like Sam and I are twins. But listen, we spent 40 years apart. You know what I mean? So what am I trying to say here? Um, you know how they have the runner and the chaser. And by the way, I would put myself as the runner. Um, I don't feel like chasing. And I'm not saying you're chasing, but I'm just using that word. I don't feel like it helps your cause, if that makes sense. All right, well, let's keep going. Look at this. We have the lovers under temperance. We have the 5 of cups. All right, that tells me you are missing. And then we have the 6 of swords. Rachel. I think you're moving on. Now, when I say that, I am not saying that there's not a chance that the two of you can't come together. What I am saying, though, is I can see what it's doing to you. And number one, it's putting you in a state of sadness when your guides are saying, no, Rachel, no. Get optimistic about your future. And here's the thing. Again, I'm not saying that this can never come together because, listen, free will choice, just like somebody says no, somebody may say yes. But do I wait around? The answer is no. Now, you do whatever you want to do. Don't get me wrong. I say that too strongly. But I feel like that's what temperance is saying. And then, because then you have the lovers right underneath that, a head over heart decision that's mirroring the 6 of swords. So this is, and you got to go back one card to understand the 6 of swords. Going back one cards puts us into the 5 of swords, which is really toxic energy. Now, that doesn't mean someone has to be toxic, but their energy is not mixing with your energy. So then we move to the 6 of swords. This is where I have that realization and I make that decision that I am moving on from it. And here's why. Because I feel like the more I wait and wonder and wait and wonder, I feel like the sadder I get. And I feel like your true energy is the opposite of that. So in other words, it's not allowing you to live your true potential. Okay. We have the Queen of Pentacles on one side, and we have the Knight of Wands on the other side. Knight of Wands, fast-moving energy. Though Temperance is saying, take your time. Slow everything down. Let go of self-imposed limitations. Queen of Pentacles is saying that you can really have it all, mirrored by this Knight over here, the Knight of Wands. So, it's interesting because I'm feeling both sides of the coin. And I feel like what your guides want you to know today or to ask yourself is like, what kind of energy does this put me in? Like wanting to be together with my twin, but it not happening. What is it doing to me? Because you got to put yourself first. I just want to look one more thing. the Lovers, Justice. So I feel like potentially you're cutting ties. But listen, Justice, when it shows up in a reading, especially in the position it's in, it's talking about making you whole again. So here's what I feel. Whether you and your twin ultimately come together, I also feel like there's more love out there. So I feel like if you make the decision to cut ties, and again, it doesn't have to mean I'm cutting them for eternity. I'm cutting them for now, right? I don't want to be in this energy anymore. And you change your focus. I feel like the universe is gonna, yeah. I just feel like you might be surprised because I feel like there may be someone else who comes in. And then what's your twin going to say? So, I feel like the main reason why it serves you to cut ties right now is just because of the energy it's keeping you in. And because it's keeping you in that energy, I feel like there could be, this may be too strong of a word, but blessings that you may be missing that are meant for you. You. They're your blessings. Okay. Interesting, because Rachel, I know we look at this a few times and we see different things, but ultimately, I think your guides wanted to speak to you. All right. But my love, I hope that if this doesn't come together, I hope the love that comes in blows your mind. That's my wish for you. But who needs money? I'm reading God's daughter, the dad or him. Well, I feel like it's the dad. I feel like it's the dad, God's daughter, that is, no matter who's got the money, it feels like he's the one who like controls. Let's say, I think it was what, Ashton? No, but let's say that he's the one who's got the money. I still feel like the dad. I feel like the dad wants to control things. That's what I'm feeling. I just feel like his father has like, I don't know, feels very controlling. All right. I'm sorry I couldn't give you the exact answer you're looking for, but that's what I was feeling. All right, I'm going to scroll up and then go back down again. Actually, let me click out and click back in. Those of you who've been with me know that for some reason, I think it's my cheap phone, I don't see a lot of your comments, so I have to like click out and click back in. All right. I'm going to Erica. I see Erica Duncan. I see you paid on PayPal. I'm going to look for your question, but first I'm going to do mystical matter. And then Erica, I'm going to look for your question. So anyways, any messages from your higher self? This is for mystical matter. By the way, guys, again, I want to remind everyone, chat replay is on. If some of you think I'm like missing your questions, I am doing donations. Well, I'm doing a mix, but I am making donations priority. Not to be rude, not to be money hungry. It just seems fair to me. But then I'll go back and I'm trying to do like a nice mix for everyone. That's why I'm trying to go on a couple times a week. So if I don't get you in one, I'll get you in another. But anyways, mystical matters. Any messages from your higher self? Choose the light seers. Any messages from higher self for mystical matters? All right. We're using the light seers. And by the way, those who come to the chats a lot, once you get to know my cards, you can certainly ask your question, and you can certainly choose from a deck if you want, or you can just trust me, whatever you want, I'm fine with. All right, mystical. You have the Two of Pentacles. Makes me feel like right away you're in some type of a question mode. Should I or shouldn't I? Will it be good? They call the Two of Pentacles the Juggler's card. I call it using the logical mind. We have, look at this, mystical matters, Ace of Cups. And then, hello, Two of Cups. Oh, there's one more thing I want to say. Be open when you're listening to other people's answers, their questions, and then their answers. Understand that your guides know that you're here. So, if I miss your question for some reason, know that sometimes your questions are answered through other people's messages. I feel like that's just the way at least my guides work. They know you're here. But okay, mystical matters. Look at this, Two of Pentacles. That's followed up by the Ace of Cups and followed by the Two of Cups. It's almost like you're questioning love. And is someone a soulmate? Or maybe you want to know when. So let's keep going. But wow, the Ace of Cups right next to the Two of Cups. Ace of Cups, unconditional love. We have the Star. Your hopes, your dreams, your wishes. Are you manifesting them? I feel like you're manifesting something. And I feel like, when I think of the Star, I think of our intentions, right? This is what I'd like to bring into my life, into my world. But it's also about helping to manifest that. And I felt like the best way to manifest is especially if it's relating to love, is to know that I also need to be in the energy of love. Or another way of saying that is, I think I already said this, but if I want to bring in the highest love, then I need to be of a high vibration. Anyway, Eight of Pentacles. It's almost like, do I choose my money or do I choose love? We have the Six of Swords. I feel like what it's saying is, this is most of us, but I do feel like with the King of Pentacles, by the way, I feel like what it's showing us is, there was, like you did have love in your life. It didn't work out for whatever the reason. Maybe both people didn't put in the same effort, type of energy. Somehow it became toxic. But now you're moving away from that type of energy. And now we have the King of Pentacles right under the Two of Cups. Can be an earth sign, Virgo, Taurus, Capricorn, but it doesn't have to be. To me, this is someone who's grounded. intelligent. I feel like it's someone I could have deep conversation with. And I feel like that stimulates your mind. You know what I mean? Like it's almost like you're finding love or love is finding you. Now, I also want to say that it feels like it's also talking about your money because I feel like if you're questioning anything that has to do with your career or your creativity, I feel like, and if I'm wondering, can I be or will I be successful? It's saying that you absolutely can be successful as long as you're willing to put in the work, the focus. That's the same with love. You know, anywhere I put my focus, that's what I'm going to grow. It's like an ace comes in. Well, we have an ace, right? If I ignore that ace, then it just dries up and dies. Not literally, you know what I mean? But if I see that ace, I accept that ace, then it turns and I nurture that ace, then it turns into, well, part of your dreams. All right, but I want to look, okay. Under the star, look at that, the 9 of Cups. Something feels like it's changing in your life. But I feel like you have control over this. You know, I feel like this Ace of Cups is showing up. And my damn thing just keeps going to ads. But anyway, I feel like this Ace of Cups is going to show up no matter what. Now, you can just talk about a couple fulfillment. Doesn't always have to be love because, you know, maybe this king is bringing in the perfect offer for you. And maybe you decide, yeah, I'm going to accept that because it can be connected to the 8 of Pentacles. And then what's mirroring that 8 of Pentacles? The 9 of Cups. Again, it's like inner harmony, loving one's life again, and it's coming right under the star. So I find it interesting because you have the Ace of Cups, but then this king is holding a big pentacle in his hand. Now, I don't know if this is someone you're going to be like you're going to fall in love with, but I do feel like this is someone. Now, I feel like if you are, it feels very good because I feel like this is someone. Again, it feels like of an equal vibration to you. So you must be pretty grounded. And I also feel that part of this is it is like your higher self, really your spirit guides who are helping to usher this in. But like always, and we have to remember this, the ball will be put in our court. What am I going to do when these aces start showing? Well, it's part of your dreams. You know, it's part of what you wanted to accomplish in this lifetime. Now, maybe your human mind is like, well, I don't know that, but I feel like that's exactly what your guides are saying. So I feel like you also, you know, we have the 8, but then it's mirrored by a 9. So I feel like this is saying that, first of all, whatever you put your focus on is what you're going to grow this year. And I also feel like, you know, moving away from anything that feels toxic to you, that just doesn't feel right. Like the more I can use the broom and sweep things out of my life, you know, out with the old, in with the new, I feel like you'll keep receiving these seeds. You know, I don't feel like these aces are a one-time thing. So I feel like go after your dreams, my dear. Go after your dreams because it feels like every avenue is pretty much covered here, like finances and then love. And who knows, maybe they will be connected. This year. By the way, of course, I don't read for like years down the line. I want to know what's happening soon. Okay. Wow. All right. Um, oh, good, Ash. I'm glad to hear that. All right. I was looking for someone. Where did you go? Where did you go? I know you guys wish I would read a lot faster. Oh, I'm looking for Erica. Erica Duncan. I'm looking for your question, Erica. Erica. Ash, hopefully you got your message. Oh, there you are, Erica. Oh, the same thing. Okay, you just want a general read, Erica. Okay, you got it, my dear. You know, something's pulling me to the Gilded Tarot. So, what do your guides want you to know right now, right here? What does Erica's guides or Erica's guides, what do you want her to know? Well, hello, Knight of Pentacles. So something special's on its way. I love the Knight of Pentacles. You know, this is the slowest moving night, but it comes at the right time. So I find that kind of beautiful that's how we're opening up your reading. I often feel this is a guardian angel who is delivering a pentacle to you. And this pentacle is truly meant to enhance your life. But again, it's at the right time. And what I mean by that, it's when you will take that pentacle and grow it. You know what I mean? We have the Hierophant. Wow. I feel like what this is saying is good job for you. Good job raising your own vibration. It's not what the Hierophant means, but that's what I'm feeling. Like, I feel like your guides are saying that you know, chances are you've been working on yourself. You've been like analyzing, so to speak. And I feel like your guides have taken notice. There's about to be a change. We have the Emperor. First of all, if you're looking to build anything, like to build a business, or if you're looking for a step up in your business, that's what the Emperor to me would represent. You know, I often feel the Emperor as a business owner. Now, I don't have to be a business owner, but I do feel like this is saying that you are ready to lead the people. And it is because of your experiences. And that must be why I felt earlier that I felt like you have analyzed yourself. You are thinking about your vibration. You are trying to come from the highest vibration. And therefore, it feels like the Knight of Pentacles, who again is a slow moving knight, but comes at the right time. It's like supplying you, you know, if this isn't business ownership, of course it's an Aries, first of all. Then it can talk about raises. Look at this, the 10 of Cups. I feel like if you're working from the home, what a great omen. Or if that's what I want to do, it feels like the Knight of Pentacles gives you away. Well, hello, Empress and the Emperor. And then the Page of Swords. Interesting, because I know I say that all the time, but it is interesting to me. I love it when the Emperor and the Empress show up together, because Holy cow. Not only can they be great loves, but they can be great partners. You may be hearing from someone, and maybe it's someone that you did not expect, and it may turn out to be the one. Now, I don't think that's the only thing that's happening here, though. I feel like what it's saying is because of the work you were willing, or because you were willing to go deep and learn about yourself and understand yourself, it does feel like now it's time for a blessing. Now it's time for this night to come in. So I feel like it's to me, it feels like it's both energies of, first of all, the Empress, use your creativity, coming from the light. I love that. Both the Emperor and the Empress are coming from the light. I wouldn't be surprised if someone reaches out to you. Now, it can be, well, let's take one below them. Seven of Swords. Do I trust it? Why would the Seven of Swords come out? Temperance. Temperance. Okay. I feel like what this is saying, if you've been dealing with any type of energy that you just couldn't trust, it almost feels to me like I didn't have a choice but to make a change in my life. But I feel like ultimately this change leads me maybe to a place I didn't even expect. Temperance is here, which talks about divine timing. And that means that I can let go of control of exactly how things must be. And instead, you have two energies that talk about patience, but then you do have movement. So I feel like by the end of the year, you were sitting in the Ten of Cups, and that is the house of harmony. And I don't know if this is like mom and dad, mother and father, both leaders, both lead people. They do it differently, but they're both leaders of the people. I feel like this is also saying you need to really trust your intuition, because I feel like you're going to be guided. Especially with temperance here, like you're going to be guided to take action steps to ultimately bring you to, well, a place of harmony. One more. All right, the High Priestess. So I just wanted to, what I was looking at is the Empress and the Emperor. And then we get the High Priestess. So this tells me this is something that you'll instinctively know or feel. If this is a person, like you'll feel, even if it's meant for love, you'll feel it, you'll know it. Or if it's meant for like a partnership, you like trust your intuition, because your intuition is leading you, and it's leading you to great places and potentially great people. But you need to trust that. First card that opens up your reading is your guardian angel. And your guardian angel is saying, I am bringing in this blessing, but I'm bringing it at the right time, and I need you to trust me on that. That's the same thing Temperance says. Let go of what you cannot control and control the things that you can. And the more we come from the light, the more light is going to come back to us. Okay. What do you think, Erica? All right, I'm going to keep moving. And I always come back and read your comments. All right, Denise. Hi, Sandy. I'm a fellow Virgo in love with an Aquarius. Now, I'm sure Aquariuses are like, why'd you just say ruh-roh? Virgo and Taurus, I often feel, and I say this in not Virgo and Taurus, Virgo and Aquarius. I'll say this in Aquarius's reading often, like I feel like I know them, even though I don't have much Aquarius in my chart. So I do feel like there is this connection between Virgo and Aquarius that maybe not everyone can appreciate, but maybe you can. All right. I'm going to bring out the Cozy Witch again. So, Denise. All right. So, any insight on Denise and her Aquarius? All right. Let's begin. We have the Six of Wands. Well, that's nice. It says you're kind of a big deal, so start acting like it. You're kind of a big deal, so start acting like it. Six of Wands is the energy of victory. We have Justice. We have the Nine of Wands. Makes me feel like somebody does need to cut something out of their life. I'm not saying each other. We have the King of Wands. Even though that's not a card of Aquarius, this is your Aquarius in this King, mirrored by the Six of Wands. So it's a potential. And I want to say potential because I do feel like there is something. There's like this, like a wedge, let's just say. And if nobody removes the wedge, then doesn't move any further. Now you also have the Nine of Wands, and it says it would take a hell of a lot more to defeat you. So, but you're both holding this flame for each other. That's very clear. We have the Hierophant. And then we have the King of Cups. Okay. Okay. I don't know if it's your Aquarius that needs to cut something out of their life, but I do feel like something needs to be, I feel like there's this wedge. And I don't feel like it's like a major wedge. So, in other words, it's something that we can overcome. But I do feel like it does need to be overcame, I guess would be the way you'd say it. Interesting, you have two cups here, or two kings here. King of Wands, where, it's like he's on the phone, holding this candle, holding this flame, sitting right next to what I feel is you, reflecting upon your life, but you're also holding this candle, reflecting. And then you have the King of Cups underneath that. What to say? Always compose yourself before giving a response. I don't really feel like that has anything to do with this at this moment, unless it's saying when the two of you speak, come from the highest energy you could, especially with the Hierophant here. So I just feel like there's some type of lower energy. It does feel like it's attached to Aquarius. I do feel like ultimately I feel like there could be great love here. Now, when I say that, do I feel like if this doesn't work out, you won't have love? No, because the universe will always supply. But we have free will, so a lot of times we can push things away that maybe potentially were really good for us. Anyway, I'm not saying that's you. But I do feel like this is just saying that there is an opportunity here. And because, your question is, I feel like ultimately the The love is here. You know, I want to look at justice. 3 of Wands. And the 9 of Pentacles. Interesting. Makes me feel like someone is thinking like, almost like I'm more worried about my money and my career right now. Okay. I feel like this is also saying, because we do have the energy of this being, you know, ultimately, and again, I have to say there's free will. But if we took the free will out of it, I feel like ultimately, yes, this could come together and be something beautiful. But again, there's that wedge. I don't know why I'm picking that up, but I am. Do I think it can be overcome? I do. I feel like right now someone is thinking more about, like, you know, building their finances more than love. Now, it doesn't mean I don't have love. It's just, you know, maybe like I'm putting money as my top priority and love underneath that. Okay, I'm going to take one more, the 3 of Cups. So ultimately, a reason to celebrate. Come together right now over me. I cannot help sing that song every time I see that card. Come together. Okay, it's like I cannot figure out what that wedge is. And I don't know why I'm giving it the name a wedge. It could be a person. It could be just a situation. But there's just something. And maybe this is something that each on their own needs to reflect upon. And then, you know, I also get this energy also of like really understanding each other. And I feel like if this wedge was removed, all would be well. But because it's still there, it's hindering it. Let's just put it that way. And I feel like that wedge is probably a free will decision. But it does mean something's got to be cut out. Okay. I'm going to leave that be. You know, I try not to like bring my own mind into it, if that makes sense. You know, I want like to let my guides have an open vessel. Okay. Scorp, hi my dear. Sandy asking if I will be hearing from Ed by summertime. Summertime. I don't know. I feel like the psychic tarot for you. Chat replay is on for anybody who's new in the room. Chat replay will be on. So, you know, if you don't know if I answered a question or I did answer your question and you just want more reflection over it, just go over to chat replay. Okay. But you want to know if you're going to be hearing from Ed by this summer. Well, we start with a star, which is really Aquarius's energy. But it is about your hopes, your dreams, your wishes. But will they come true? We have Stand Your Ground. That's the 7 of Wands. We have the Universe. You know, it's interesting, Scorp, but I'm reading the Stand Your Ground, this 7, I'm reading it as last year. I'm not sure why, but I am picking it up as like last year. Like, But then we have the universe, so that's the next chapter. You know, the universe really in Tarot is about a job well done. And therefore, the next portal opens up, you know, or the next vibration, a higher vibration opens up. We have deception and envy. We have the Nine of Swords. And then we have the Ace of Swords. Okay. First of all, I do feel like you're going to hear from them. And I do feel like, you know, it's interesting. It is sitting next to a 9. I know you asked for summer there. We do have 2 7s, so that could talk about July. But I do feel like you are going to hear from them. And I feel like, yes, keep those intentions out there if that's what you truly want. I do want to look at that 7 of Swords, see why it's here, because I don't feel like, okay, first of all, I feel like now I know why it's here, and it's because of the 9 of Swords. This is a lot of worry. It's really, it's called unnecessary worry. That's what the meaning of the card is, unnecessary worry, but it's worry nonetheless. What to say here, suffering in silence. And I kind of feel like that's what you're doing. But in the same breath, I feel like the worry is why the 7 of Swords is here. But I do want to look at it. We have solitude, Virgo. But the Hermit is what I meant to say. Look at that, 2 7s, 2 9s. I'm going to take one more of that. And then the Ace of Pentacles. Okay, that's good news. All right, this is what I feel. I feel like the universe, I do feel like the universe is showing as a reward for you. Now, I say reward, that's because of the work that you've done. It's because of the vibration that you're now in. Doesn't mean that we're perfect, and we shouldn't shoot to be perfect because it's not going to happen, right? We're made imperfect. Now, I feel like Ed is going to reach out. Not only reach out, but I love that the Ace of Pentacles comes next, because potentially does that mean that we come together? I feel like it's interesting, but I feel it's interesting because I feel like there's both of you can like go into like, what do I want to say? I want to say peaceful silence, but what I mean is alone. Like, I'm trying to figure out how to say this. Like, I feel like you have no problem reflecting back at your life, understanding yourself, understanding, you know, like, how can I get my vibration higher? You know, what do I need to let go of? And I feel like Ed, I feel like is going through that right now. I feel like, and we want to let him go through that. We don't want to stop that process. Even though we do, right? Like, I want that communication today, but I feel like your guides are saying, no, you want to let him go through that process, because if he can't come to a certain vibration, or if he can't match your vibration, or if he can't clear energy that he needs to clear, well, it's like the last reading, then there's a wedge. But I don't want to put a negative tone to this because it doesn't feel negative. It just feels like it's about timing. I feel like, don't worry. Try not to like put a lot of worry behind us. You know, I feel like the one thing I want to say is, as it relates to love, not everyone is going to love us the way we deserve to be loved, but we got to know that we deserve to be loved. So that's why I always say, don't wait around. Like, if someone wants to be with me, like, be with me. But that doesn't mean that things, I say that, but it took me 5 years of Sam and I talking on the phone before I had the guts to actually leave Rhode Island and move to Pennsylvania to move in with him. Not that I didn't love him, not that it was fear. It was the fear. And that's what I mean. Like, so 5 years, I don't want to say I wasted them, but it could have been 5 more years. But I do want to say in the same breath, because that may be what this Ace of Swords is talking about. What we did is we worked through like issues, like everything from the past. And I don't mean like us together. I mean his past, my past. We were both cheated on. And both of us like this fear just came out of nowhere. I thought I cleared it. So I feel like that I'm only saying that because I feel like it's a similar type situation. And I feel like, yeah, we don't want to interrupt Ed going through, listen, he may be going through a dark night of the soul. Doesn't mean that that, because people, like, if you think of a sun sign, especially like oh, you didn't tell me what Ed's sign was, but if you think of a sun sign, the sun is what we show the world, right? It's like the makeup, the hairstyle, the clothing, right? And it can look like I can dress like I'm rich, but not have a dime. So I don't know why I just said all that. Oh, I know why I said it, because I do feel like, I feel like Ed might be going through some very deep reflection. Maybe he didn't ask for it, but maybe he needed it anyway. So I feel like let's not, as much as we can, we don't want to interrupt it, because I feel like when the timing is right, the timing is right. But I do feel like you're going to hear from him. So the answer is yes to that. Now, we do have to consider his free will. But I still feel like, with the universe here and then the Ace of Swords under it, I definitely feel like you're going to hear from him. I feel like it's July or September. I'm seeing more sevens though. Here's a 7, a 7, a 7, and 2 9s. So normally I don't look at a number as like, give me a date, but if it pops out at me, then I'd be stupid not to look at it. So I feel like potentially, let's just say July through September. I know September takes you out of summer, but anybody who's new, by the way, know that I read slow. I'm not a fast, I don't know how other people do their lives, but I would imagine they read a lot faster than I do. So just know that. Know that, please. Well, all right. I want to make sure. All right. Sarah Marie. Sarah Maria. Just a really fast story. I feel like I like to tell you guys a little stories about me just so you get to know me a little bit more. But it's interesting because I always thought my middle name was Maria. And then I had to send away for my birth certificate to get my driver's license, to get that real ID thing. And when my birth certificate came, I had no middle name. Now, I don't know if that's the case, but I think it was, I called the courthouse of the town I was born at. Anyway, Sarah, do you have any guidance, advice from my higher self? Interesting that a lot of you are using the word higher self today. I feel like I want to bring out Again, I may be giving this the wrong name, but I'm going to call it the Angel Tarot. It's Angel something Tarot. That I remember. And I don't even know why I like put them away, because they're really quite beautiful. All right, so for Sarah. So we're just kind of leaving it open to your guides, to your higher self, but to your guides. For Sarah. Sarah Maria. Our beautiful Sarah Maria. What can she know? What does she need to know? Is there any sign she's been missing? Whatever needs to come out. All right. So we start with the Seven of Cups. And then we have the Devil, card of Capricorn. We have interesting Judgment. You know, I feel like first and foremost, it's like the light over the dark. It's like whatever dark shows, the light will also reveal itself. And I feel like that's a special message for you. Like maybe it's to soothe your soul. Like, you know, if something dark shows, so will light. And maybe that's why the Seven of Cups is here, because ultimately we make the decision. But now Judgment's calling you to the present moment. And Judgment calls us to the present moment because there's about to be some type of rebirth within your life. So let's follow that a little bit further. And a rebirth doesn't have to be my whole life. It could just be one area of your life. We have the Queen of Swords. Well, hello, Four of Wands. That's the marriage card. Well, hello. Commitment card. It's interesting because when you look at the Devil above the marriage card, I just want you to look at this. If you're watching, I know not everybody watches the screen, but what I often notice with the devil is the influence that, well, I guess Satan has over these lovers. And it's almost like, you know, oh, you'll never work out. You guys, you know, you're not meant for each other. It's an illusion. It's an illusionary type energy, but it is influence. However, then comes judgment. So I feel like immediately comes the light. Immediately comes the light. So then you got the Four of Wands, which really is where you're questioning. Like maybe you're questioning whether to make a commitment to someone or something. And I would say if it's like a commitment, it would be the ultimate. Queen of Swords makes me feel like you got something to say. And what I mean by that is I feel like your voice is important. Like what you have to say is important. Not that you just have something to say. Maybe you're going to be guided with your words also. We have the King of Wands under the Devil. Can be an Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, but doesn't have to be. It's a King of Action. Interesting, this king's got wings. Well, they all have wings. I just realized that. I'm like, oh, he's got wings, but so does the queen. And so does Judgment. And so does the Dark Angel. All right. We have the King of Pentacles, two kings. And then we have Temperance. I don't know if you're trying to make a decision between two people. Or, listen, maybe one person was clipped out of your life and now someone new is coming in through. It feels like the King of Pentacles to me Of course, they can be a Virgo, Taurus, Capricorn. The King of Wands could be an Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. Temperance here can be Sagittarius. The devil can be Capricorn. You know, I hate giving all these signs. It drives me crazy. But anyways, I feel like one thing I want to say is don't block future potential due to past pain, however that pain came. So I definitely want to know what that means, because I feel like what it's saying is love probably didn't always work out for you, as for most of us, right? But I feel like the right person is the right person for you. Now, this King of Pentacles is coming under judgment, so a rebirth. When I think of the King of Pentacles, forget the sign, I do think of someone who's grounded. I do feel like it's someone I can count on. Now, if he was in reverse, I'd say the opposite, but he's not. So Temperance is mirroring the marriage card. Patience, all in divine timing, let go of control, be willing to, as things show, making decisions, don't put them off, understand the importance of your voice. And I feel like past experiences are just that, experiences now. Like before they were hell. Now they've become your experience, and your experience has become your wisdom. And why that's important is because that raises your vibration. And when your vibration is higher, then the law of attraction steps in. So wherever my vibration is at is what must vibrate back to me. If I'm in a low vibration, it's like when you see the Nine of Swords and people are like, why does this keep happening over and over? Well, there's either something I need to reflect upon, or there's something I'm not willing, to face. Now, I'm not saying that with you, but I feel like there is an ultimate connection that is part of this rebirth. And I just want to take one after Temperance. We have the Five of Cups. Could be someone you already know. And I'm going to go on the other side, Strength card of Leo. Overcoming. Dealing with our own inner demons. It is an 8. So again, I feel like anytime I see an 8, it's making me think of this year. Universal. I feel like this is saying also, like, don't put your energy into the things that you or the people that you have lost. Instead, think about all that is yet to be discovered. Like, if I can live in that type of energy, like, I want to discover all there is to discover. I feel like you change your life. And I feel like that's what judgment is saying for you. Like, there is an opportunity to really have change in your life. Now, it doesn't have to be every part of your life, and maybe some of this change I didn't even ask for, but yet it feels very, very good. And you have so much divine energy that any darkness, I feel like it's just going to have to slide away. Like, good luck, darkness. Because this is of the light. Let go as much as you can of past hurt. And then open yourself up just to all that can be. So I guess in a way, it's saying the more of an optimistic lens you look at your life, that didn't sound right, the clearer it will be for you. So it tells me you're very intuitive. Follow the signs. Follow the signs this year. You are definitely being guided, as we all are, but you're being guided to a particular experience, and it feels very, very good. It may be love, it may be marriage, or it may be you making a true commitment to yourself. It may be all of that. But a rebirth, it's on its way. And you do not have to fear that. You should look forward to that. Okay. Dun, dun, dun. All right, guys, let me just scrolling back real quick. Okay. GR. Hello, GR. Alex, I see that you said that you donated on PayPal. Just go ahead and put your question. Like, there's nobody below you, so Alex X, put your question below if you would. You might already have written it. I'll look. But GR, hi, my twin flame is going through the dark. Oh, you're welcome, Sarah. Hi, my twin flame going through a dark night of the soul. So you're asking me. This is for GR. Is your twin flame going through a dark night of the soul? I'm trying to remember some of the readings that we've done. I'm going to bring in the Universal Tarot. First time for this one today. So we'll give it a shuffle and we'll give it a cut. So GR. Okay, Alex, I see your question. All right, but we're going to do GR and then Alex X. I'm going to do you next. So GR is twin flame. Ten of Swords. Wow. Seven of Pentacles. I do feel like he's going through something. It doesn't feel easy. It feels like at this moment. Now, this may be just what your twin's feeling. But yeah, I do feel like at this moment, like I feel like right now there's a lot of responsibility in your twin's life. And that's that. You know what I mean? Like that's that. There's nothing we can do about that. I feel like it's something that your twin has to finish. Let's keep going though. Look at that. 2 7s back to back. 77. You know, it's funny because normally I see 33 all over the place. Well, today we've been seeing 77 all over the place. So, 7 of Wands. And then the 6 of Pentacles. Interesting. Let me put it this way. I don't feel like there's a lot of good I don't feel like your twin is dealing with a lot of good things right now, but I feel like it's also your twin's responsibility to deal with them. If that makes sense. You know, like I may not like what I have to deal with, but nonetheless, I still have to deal with it. I feel like, you know, another thing of saying instead of the dark night of the soul is I feel like your twin is learning something. And I feel like the lesson ain't over until the lesson is over. We have the Nine of Cups. GR, I'm trying to think if you said your twin was with someone else right now. Because to me, the Nine of Cups is a singular type energy. This is where one's loving one's life again. Though I do feel like right now there's like, we could say struggle. But I feel like your twin is dealing with some karma that they created, and it feels like it needs to be dealt with, and I feel like it is being dealt with. I don't feel like it's easy at all. I feel like your twin's learning a lesson. Your twin may be someone who tends to take, take, and not great at giving. So that may be part of the lesson, like learning how to live a balanced life, which means that I can't always be the taker. I have to also give in equal value. And then we have the Fool. So I do feel like your twin's going to learn this lesson, because the Fool means I'm willing to put the past in the past. Now, I'm not talking about you, because this all feels more like energetic type energy. But let's follow the Fool. By the way, the Fool's looking right at the Nine of Cups. We have the Chariot, unlimited potential, movement. Interesting, GR, because I get this feeling that he is in a battling type energy, but it is part of it, how do I say this? Like it's his own fault. I don't know if that's the right way of putting it, but in a way, I feel like it's karma that I created. So I'm the one who has to pay it back. We have the Page of Swords, and then look at this, the 10 of Cups. So we started with the 10 of Wands. We end with the 10 of Cups. We go to singular. Listen, okay, this looks good. I mean, maybe not for your twin right now, because I do feel like, you can call it the Dark Night of the Soul, but I feel like it's more learning a karmic lesson, being taught, like, if I am a taker, that's not going to get me, it's not going to get me far. So I do feel like I'm switching houses, but first I have to go through this energy. So I feel like first I have to get to this inner harmony energy to allow me to take on the Fool's energy. And once I feel like your twin takes on that Fool's energy, then I feel like movement is very quick. Maybe reaching out to you. I mean, the 10 of Cups right there. But I'm going to say to you what I say to everyone. It's not about waiting. It's about living and enjoying your life as much as you can. I know when you're in love with someone that you can't have, it's hard to be joyful and happy, but we still have to find a way, right? Because I feel like this is another lesson of if we pull someone from their karmic lessons, then they have to repeat that. And I don't want to be part of that, right? Like you don't want to be part of that. That's theirs to learn. So, Dark Night of the Soul, you could say that, but I feel like it's more about it's almost like I don't have a choice but to reflect upon my own self in my own actions. And I do feel like there is, he is also dealing with not easy energy right now. But in a way, I feel like he created it. Okay. But I love seeing that 9 of Cups that then moves into the 10 of Cups. All right. GR. All right, Alex, where did you go? Alex, what's What's to come in love with R? It's funny how you guys don't give names, which is fine. I'm going to bring out the good tarot, Alex. Strength card. Okay. All right. So for Alex, what's to come in love with R? All right. Let's give them a cut because we have not used them yet. Alex and R. Alex and R. Queen of Air, Queen of Swords. Can be not a Virgo. Can be a Libra, Aquarius, Gemini. Doesn't have to be though. We have the Three of Swords. Kind of wanted to reverse itself. I'm going to keep it in the upright, remembering that it's reversed. Someone's going through some heartache right now. Look how everything's coming out reverse. Six of Cups. I don't know. I feel like R might have broke your heart. Page of Wands. You know, it's interesting because I feel like even if there's heartache, there's still good memories. And maybe that's what I got to hang on to, are the happy memories. All right. We have the High Priestess. Your intuition. Trust it. The Ten of Wands. And then look at this, the Ten of Cups. What is to come? I'm just looking for, okay. I just want to see your question, make sure I'm answering it correctly. So what's to come with you and R? Well, I feel like at one time, potentially the two of you are together. Doesn't have to be that though. But I do feel like hearts got broken. And even though hearts got broken, there's still good memories. I feel like interesting that the Ten of Wands comes right before the Ten of Cups. And it's interesting that we just did, I think it was GR, who started with the Ten of Wands, ended with the Ten of Cups, different deck. And now we have them side by side with your intuition leading it. Okay, there's a couple things I want to look at. Six of Wands, that's victory. And the Queen of Cups, interesting. So whether R is male or female, it doesn't really matter here. I feel like what this is saying is, you know, I feel like there's an opportunity that this is going to come back around. But, you know, I am seeing free will in here, like, you know, the things that will have to be let go of for it to be like truly successful if both so chooses. I feel like in time, and I don't know how much time. Let me take a card on that. Nine of Wands. So reflection. So I feel like as R reflects, then you may hear they may reach out. R may reach out. You know, the potential of the Ten of Cups is here. And the perfect queen to come out over that Ten of Cups, the Queen of Cups. And, again, male or female, it doesn't really matter. But I feel like there are some issues that were relating potentially to, let's just say, old heartache. And I feel like I feel like it's R, but it could be you. Someone needs to reflect upon that. Again, it's that energy. I mean, this person's holding stars. So it's like the willingness to go within myself to bring me the type of life that I truly want to have. Your question is, I feel like it's like, will you come together? Will this be successful? And you have the energy of victory and you have the energy of the 10 of cups. I feel like, what you need to do is trust your intuition, keep your intentions positive. Um, this is free will, and I'm saying that a lot today, but that's because we can't control someone else's free will. But I feel ultimately, if someone does a reflection that is needed, then I feel like the two of you could be very good together. And I do feel like very happy together. But I do feel like the past has got to be the past. And then starting from the beginning, whenever that may be, starting at the beginning. So to me, it feels like I'm feeling like, yes, I've got to deal with certain issues, and yes, I've got to deal with this past heartache, and yes, I still have these memories, and they feed my soul. And I feel like R must also be having those same type of memories. But then I do feel like and I am feeling it's more R who needs to do some deep reflection, or probably is doing some deep reflection. And, again, this is why I tell you guys to listen to everybody's reading, because I feel the same answers that I'm feeling in a couple different readings, where this does have a very, very good chance. But if the past isn't let go of, then that's where I feel like our issue lies. Now, it may just be one who needs to reflect upon it, or maybe both individually on our own. But I love seeing the Queen of Cups over the Ten of Cups, especially with the victory right behind her. So I'm going to leave that there, Alex. That's life. Heartache and joy, laughter and tears. Okay. Hi, Sammy. Good morning from, now you're awake, from Australia. Las Flores. Advice on new love coming in, or my new business. La Flores. Let's go ahead and stick with the good tarot. All right. I'm going to give them, because those are the same two cards, so we're going to choose a different deck. I'm going to choose this deck, which I also do not remember the name. Another deck that I used to use all the time. And then, as I get new decks, I introduce them, use them as much as I can just to bring them into the family. But this is one that got pushed back, which I'm really surprised because I really love them. All right. So Any advice on, excuse me, that card went to the floor. Three of Pentacles. Do your own thing. Be your own person. Know that you're unique. Know that what you bring to the world is unique. What you can bring to the world is unique. Even if, I say this all the time, but even if a million other people are doing it, it is talking about your ability. And, I often feel the Three of Pentacles is like you are the missing piece of the puzzle, but it is about your creativity. All right, we have the Seven of Swords. But he's looking back at the Five of Wands. We have the Emperor. Great omen for doing your own thing, building your own business, becoming the boss. We have the Tower. Don't freak out. I have a feeling that Tower is connected to the Seven of Swords. We have the Princess of Swords, and then we have, interesting, the Princess of Pentacles. So, as it relates to your business, okay, so it is a new business. Okay, well, this is a great omen for that because you have the Three of Pentacles mirroring the Emperor. It just means whatever you're doing in your business, you're definitely qualified for it. And what you don't know, you'll learn as you go. That's why the Princess of Pentacles that's the energy I pick up from her. Like, I'm going to continue to learn and grow and build my pentacles and build my kingdom, so to speak. Now, it is mirrored by the Tower, so I feel like something, it's like the universe probably moved you in this direction. And it may have felt difficult at the time, but I feel like it's moving you right where you're meant to be moved. Maybe your new business is everything. You know what I mean? Like, let me put it a different way. Like as I move further and further into this business, I feel better and better and better. And I feel like success, I don't feel like you have to worry about that. I also feel like, using your wisdom, your experiences as your knowledge, it is your knowledge. The Emperor also is someone who puts plans in place, so that may be something for you. And then we have the King of Cups. I just want to take a couple right across the middle. Five of Swords. How interesting, over that Seven of Swords, and then the Five of Pentacles. So I feel like, someone was eclipsed out of your life, but I have a feeling they were meant to be eclipsed. I don't feel like they were doing you any favors. Let's take one more after that. The Eight of Cups. Emotional clarity. It is an 8. Speaking of this year, coming over the Emperor, I feel like this is a great year. We're in a universal year 8. So this is a year. This is one of the best years to bring your businesses to the world, to create, because I feel like the universal energy is just going to help us with that. So we may end up like, I have this business idea. At the end of the year, it's like, whoa, look at my business now. So I feel like there's a lot of growth there. So your money looks good. Your business looks really good. Now, your love, I feel like, yes, you had to deal with some difficult energy. And then the Hangman, I feel like it's just saying now is not the time. You know why I feel like now is not the time? Because I feel like you building this business, it feels like something that your soul wanted to do. And if it's a soul's calling, then it's just as important as love. Now, it doesn't mean there won't be love. I just feel like the Hangman is saying in its due time. Let's take one more after that. The Three of Wands, optimism. Optimism. So right now, I feel like you're being called, or, yeah, I guess, being called to put your effort in what you're building so that you can have real success. I mean, real success. And then I feel like, and then the timing is right. And why is that? Because I feel like when we are in this independent energy, then we let go of a lot of fear as it relates to love, because I don't need anybody to take care of me. I can take care of myself. You know what I mean? Like, I don't have to depend on you for my money, because if I have to depend on you for my money, then I tend to stay. And though you don't treat me right, then I stay because I don't know what else to do. And that's why I feel like, maybe a woman's empowerment is to, you know, find that independence within yourself. And then I feel like that allows a lot of the fear to leave. But long story short, I feel like love is going to find you at the right time. I feel like follow this path for your business. It just seems like it's going to succeed, but you do have to put the work in, but I feel like you're going to. I feel like you don't have a problem with that at all. Okay. Hope that helped. All right, so just real quick, I'm going to click out and then click right back in, because a lot of times I miss your comments. Let me skip the ad. Getting there. Okay. Yep, see. Claudia, yes, of course you can. You can use, there's a little, I don't know if you're on your phone or not, but I see a little dollar symbol there. So I guess you could use that. I think that's super chat or super thanks. Or my PayPal is below. Whatever you want to do, just let me know. So anyways, let me go back. Yeah, Alex, that's what I was feeling too. All right, I'm gonna do Yvette, and then we'll do some free ones. So Yvette, Raymond's going to move. Wait, Raymond going to move forward with me? Okay, so I think that's a question. Is Raymond going to move forward with you in a relationship? So will the two of you ultimately be in a relationship status? Yvette. It's for Yvette and Raymond. Tell us about their relationship. Is it going to go further? What should we know? What can we know? I'm using the Cozy Witch, Yvette. I'm trying to name my decks for you guys, just so, when we do another live, if you liked a certain deck, you can ask for it. With the Six of Cups. That tells me that each of you have good memories. Like, when you think of each other, it feels like it comes from a place of love. Now, I can't say that guarantees us anything at this moment, but I do feel that. I feel like it's coming from a place of love. Or, let's say we're not sure if we're in love yet, then I feel like that's saying that ultimately it can be that. Oh, that was my chair. Sorry, guys. We have the Queen of Wands. We have the Page of Swords. And then we have the good luck charm. What's it say? If nothing seems to be going your way, cast a spell. Well, instead of casting a spell, use your intuition. Use your intentions. Replace your self-doubt with self-confidence. All right, let's go right below that, though. Toxic witches. Be cautious of those who take more than they give. That may be a question you need to ask, as it relates to you and Raymond. Is one a giver and one a taker, or is it of equal value? And if it's not of equal value, are you okay with that? We have the Three of Cups. Okay, well, that's a reason to celebrate. But it could also talk about someone who may drink too much. I don't know why all of a sudden that popped out. By the way, you guys, I don't want you to think I'm ignoring your comments. It's just when I do a reading, I put all my focus on the reading. We have the Seven of Cups. Yvette, I feel like there's a question you need to ask yourself. Because I do feel like there is something that doesn't feel up the light. And what I mean by that is just something that can come between the two of you. And I also want to say that if Raymond is a taker and not a giver, not equal, then you need to ask yourself, do I even want to pursue this? And I'm saying this because I'm feeling there's just this one little thing, and I'm saying little, it can be big, that stands between that. All right, we have the Page of Cups. What's it say? Let yourself be continuously surprised by this thing called life. Oh, then we have three more. Two of Swords, the Nine of Cups, and the King of Wands. Okay. So first of all, Two Swords says that someone has a blindfold on. Someone is afraid to face maybe a truth. Maybe Raymond is afraid of love, so to speak, or a commitment. But here's what I feel like is happening. I feel like your guides are saying, you need to find this inner harmony for yourself, first and foremost. You need to make sure it's what you want. And if it is, then pursue it. I feel like also I want to make sure that who I'm giving my time to is willing and able to give their time back to me of an equal value. It's interesting because I feel like if we were just looking at our souls, you two would be together. But then you have to add in life, right? Free will, just life. And all the things that happen in life and the things that we forget to clear or we don't clear and the things that raise its ugly, like I was saying how Sam and I got together 40 years after the fact, and then spent 5 years just talking on the phone. It was my fear that stopped me. But now I understand because it really served us. So that may be why the reason when I talk about myself, I feel like it's always something I'm trying to tell you. So I feel like it's about conversation. And you have a mixed bag here. So some of it is really, really good, and some of it is difficult. And that's life, I guess. So I feel like there's an opportunity that you and Raymond will come together. But here's the main message I feel for you is make sure it's what you really want. Now, I'm not saying don't go after, but what I'm saying is I feel like your guides are saying approach it with a point of self-confidence, and can you how do I say this? Can we give each other everything? Okay. I feel like the one thing I got to be careful of, because the Page of Cups is mirroring the toxic witches, is that my inner child isn't injured, and therefore I make choices and decisions from that energy. So once I've learned to love myself again, and when I say love myself, I mean that means that I am willing, or how do I say this? It means that I accept adventure. I accept what the world has to offer. I'm not going to lock myself away, right? I'm not even going to waste my time with someone who doesn't deserve my energy. So I'm filling this mixed bag with you and Raymond. Um, but at the same time, it's like your readings are all sounding so similar because I feel like at the same time, hmm, I wonder if you should reach out. And I often feel like if we feel like we should reach out to someone, we should reach out, but then be willing to accept whatever comes on the other end. Okay. This is a mixed bag, my dear. It's just a mixed bag. And to me, when you get these type of readings, to me, it means there's a lot of free will decisions being made that we really can't, like I can't control your free will. You can't control my free will. But I just feel like and I feel like it's Raymond, but it could be you. I feel like someone just needs to take a blindfold off. They need to look at things for what they really are. And then from that point on, making that decision. Do we move forward or not? Now, let's say that Raymond does none of this. That is your answer. I feel like when someone doesn't give us an answer, oh, you just gave me your answer, buddy. But the Nine of Cups is here for you. Okay, I'm going to let that be. These readings are deeper today. Deep, deep, deep. All right. Holy cow, it's 4 o'clock already. I swear to God, time just flies when I'm on here. Dun, 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 dun. Just let me scroll back. Someone said they left a thing on PayPal, and that was right after. with Flores. Those cards look awful, but thanks for the positive read. Claudia, that was you? Okay, there you are. Thank you, Claudia. So, did you ask a question yet, Claudia? And I'm going to give Claudia a second to write her question, but I'm going to stick with the Cozy Witch Tarot. Sooner or later, I'll get this name right. And Claudia, if you would just go ahead and write down your question. I feel like these need a good shuffle anyway. All right, Claudia, I don't know if you're still here. I'm just looking back to see if I can see an old question from you. Claudia. Nope. All right, so while I'm waiting for Claudia, I'm just scrolling back. Hi, Noor. Well, oh, my phone's dirty right there. Aim and reach out to me. We're both Aquariuses. Noor, Noor. I'm probably saying it wrong, but I think we go through that every time. We'll aim and reach out. You're both Aquariuses. We've had a lot of Aquarius today in our readings. Both those who are here, they're Aquariuses, and Aquarius just coming through other people's readings. So, we'll aim and reach out. Well, we open with the Knight of Pentacles. Slowly but surely, you're going places. Remember, the Knight of Pentacles is slow moving. But remember, the Knight of Pentacles comes at the right time. We have the Eight of Swords. Stop overthinking it and just do it. I like the explanations on these cards. Stop overthinking it and just do it. Eight of Swords is the self-created prison. And that is the energy where I could block an opportunity. And the Knight of Pentacles is coming right before this. So I feel like I'm not going to block it because the Knight of Pentacles won't come in if I'm in this self-created prison. I only come in at the right time. And that would not be the right time. Now, that may be old energy, but let's keep moving. Whoa. Ace of Wands. I like it. That's action. We have the Five of Cups. Interesting. Makes me feel like Eamon's missing you. Or maybe you're missing each other. You know, remember in the Five of Cups, it asks you not to focus on what you've lost. find clarity over that. And if you can't, some things, some of the hurt, it's just free will. And we don't have to like analyze everything. I just realized my screen's kind of dark. I forgot to turn on my enhancer. We have the Six of Pentacles. We have the good luck charm again. And we have the Queen of Cups. I do feel like Eamon's going to reach out. I do feel like, or let's just say there's going to be some type of action. I do feel like there is a feeling of loss here, emotional loss. And that may be what's feeding the energy. I feel like this self-created prison, I feel like it's yours. And it may be you overthinking it. I'm just saying it because it's reading, it says that. And that will stop the Knight of Pentacles. Because again, that Knight of Pentacles is not going to come in if there's, I'm not going to break down those walls. You need to break down those walls. And I don't mean me. I mean your guides. Like your guides would say to any of us, like, it's not my job to break down those walls. It's self-created. I have to uncreate. Like, I'm the only person, whoever created it is the only person who can uncreate it. But beyond that, you can trust this Knight of Pentacles coming at the right time. So I feel like first and foremost, no self-created prisons. And the only reason I create this prison is because it would have to be something with my past. And I probably don't want to repeat it. So instead I build this wall. And the Knight of Pentacles is like, well, I'm not going to go through that wall. I need you to bring those walls down. And then I come in. And then what's met next? The Ace of Wands, action. Every blessing you give will eventually be returned to you. Every blessing you give will eventually be returned to you. I feel like yes. I feel like the answer is yes. And I feel like one of the reasons is I feel like there is some missing, like emotional, like I miss you emotionally. And that may be just enough. Now, again, I do feel like this Eight of Swords is yours. I could be wrong, but it does feel like it's yours because I feel like the Knight of Pentacles, that's the main, I feel like this is the main message. Like, here I am, and I want to bring in this blessing. I don't bring this seed into your life, but I can't bring it in the Eight of Swords energy because you won't know how to appreciate it. And I know, I feel like I'm saying it wrong. But I feel like, and I'm in this self-created prison, and then the Knight shows up. The fear, the overthinking, that is going to be almost too much. Now, I also want to say, let's say you're soulmates, especially with the Knight of Pentacles here. You can feel each other's energy, though you may not understand. So anxiety, like being in a state of anxiety, the other one picks that up as like, oh, I'm anxious towards you. So I feel like it's really that simple. Because the Knight of Pentacles I feel like is our yes. The Ace of Wands is our yes. The Five of Cups to me is our yes. Also, it's a 5 change. And listen, if this is their Eight of Swords, there is nothing I can do about that. But the Knight of Pentacles says, let's say it's not your Eight of Swords, it's not your self-created prison. The Knight of Pentacles says, you don't spend time worrying about, again, the things I cannot control. Trust in me. Trust in divine timing. Trust that I will come in at the right time, no matter who it is, by the way. Coming from your Knight of Pentacles, your guardian angel energy, I'm going to trust whoever it is. So, okay, I'm going to let that be. Okay. I want to go down real quick and see if Claudia is still, I'm still waiting for your message, Claudia. Let me check real quick on my PayPal, see if you left it there. Where is my PayPal? My PayPal's gone. On my phone. That's weird. All right, so I guess I cannot do that. All right, I lost the comments, so I got to go back. Here you are, Claudia. How does HN currently view me? This is for Claudia. And hi, Lydia. Hi, Annette. Sophia. I'll come back to you, Sophia. I feel like I answered your question, but that could have been another reading. All right, so Claudia, how does HN currently view you? HN. You can use the Gilded Tarot. Give him a couple shuffles. Hi, Annette. All right, just so you know, I can see those who donated, and I will get to you. But Claudia, how does HN view you? HN view Claudia. The Magician. I feel like HN feels that you have a lot of power. And I don't mean like physical power. I mean spiritual power. HN sees your uniqueness. And just because I see it doesn't mean I always act upon it. But I feel like soul to soul, I can see your soul. Sometimes people think, oh my gosh, I can't measure up to this person's spirituality, and I'm just using it as a word, because I feel that. I feel like HN feels like you're powerful. But I mean it in a very, like, not powerful as in like my way or the highway type of thing. No, I feel very open in this energy at the same time. I feel like HN recognizes your soul, sees you for who you truly are. Good, bad, all of that. You know what I mean? But that doesn't matter. I feel like I can truly see your soul. We have the 5 of Cups. Interesting. I feel like you've overcome a lot. But kept on moving. I feel like you're someone who has learned a lot from their previous experiences. And I feel like HN, soul to soul, knows that. I feel like I feel like HN views you in a very positive light. Interesting, I said that, then the tower comes out, but don't worry about that, because I feel like those are the things that you've already dealt with, and that's why whether they know this now or they'll know it later. I feel like it is like how you've overcome towers. And I'm not saying every tower was overcome with grace, but I feel like I do feel like eventually they have been. All right, with the Page of Pentacles, well, there you go. So you're taking those towers and you're learning from them. We have the Knight of Pentacles. How many times have we seen the Knight? Quite a few today. Again, I read that as guardian angel energy. And then we have the Four of Cups. How interesting, the Four of Cups coming under the Five of Pentacles. Four of Cups talks about discontentment and boredom in one's life. But this person is being offered a cup. Now, we have the Knight of Pentacles here. So we already know that something's coming into your life. And it does feel like a blessing. But in the Four of Cups, what I need to do is learn to use my spiritual discernment. Now, this may be talking more HR than you, like learning how to use my spiritual discernment as it relates to decisions. I don't know if the two of you are together before, but I feel like, that could be a little bit of a fear, like, ooh, like things may not have ended on a great note. But nonetheless, this cup is still coming. Okay, so here's the bottom line. I keep saying here's the bottom line, here's the bottom line. The Knight of Pentacles, anytime it shows up in a reading, it's almost like I can take a deep breath and relax, because I know that things are going to happen in its right timing. And again, I have to make it clear, it's not before and it's not after. And that means that the universe is waiting for us to do something, and then it's the right timing. Now, it may just be simply overcoming previous towers, and it may be on both ends, but how do they view you? Well, I feel like they view you, and again, this doesn't mean it's voice, but I feel like they view you in a very high, a high vibration type energy, and almost to the point where it's like, can I match that? So I feel like that's how you're being viewed right now. And I also feel like you're being viewed as someone who, I want to say is like a go-getter, like when I think about you, if I'm HR, when I think about you, I think, oh, there's so many lovely things I could think of, but I'm thinking like, like I feel like you're someone who goes after what it is you want. Doesn't mean always, but I feel like more often than not. And I feel like that it's like I feel that energy like of the appreciation. Now, you may be wondering, is it love though? So let's just, two came out. Look at that. The commitment, the marriage card, and then the Knight of Wands. So let's just say commitment. But in the right time. And will the person who's receiving this cup accept the cup? Because it's so close to the energy of the hardship of the past. But ultimately, and you didn't even ask this, like, will we end up in a commitment? I feel like there is that potential. And the Knight of Wands next to that, passionate type energy. Two knights connected. Knight of Pentacles, slow moving, but I come at the right time. Well, then this knight sends out this knight, which is a fast moving knight. So Okay, let's let that be. All right. I'm just making sure. Okay, yeah. Lydia. Okay, with Jay aside, any other new love coming for me? Jay aside. I'm going to bring in another new deck. And this deck was made by one of our subscribers. And she gifted it to me. And I do love it. The only reason I don't use it that often is because it's very dark. The coloring is very dark. So it doesn't show up on camera that great. But that was my old computer. Maybe it'll show up better on this one. So, Lydia. Lydia. We have the 10 of Swords. We have hello, Ace of Wands. So remember, you said Jay aside. Because I feel like that is what the 10 of Swords is. But then we have the Ace of Wands. Action. We have the Knight of Wands. Look how pretty these are. They're just hard to see. And then we have the Page of Cups. So the Ace of Wands would signify that something new is on its way. And then the Knight of Wands right next to it, to me, feels like fast-moving energy. We have the Queen of Swords. That makes me feel like you took the brunt of the 10 of Swords. We have, look at that, the King of Swords. Now, I don't care what the signs are. This is like-minded energy. And this King's coming right under the Ace. And then the Queen of Cups. And I want to take another one. The Angel of the Night. Mirroring the Queen of Swords. So, Lydia, I do feel like, and I feel this often, like, when we get hung up on one person, but then it doesn't, like they don't participate in the way we want them to. And then lo and behold, like we let that go and then we meet someone else and we're like, wow, thank God I let that go. Do you know what I mean? And that may be, I may be saying that because that may be words that you're going to be speaking. I love that the Queen and King are side by side. And this King's coming under the Ace. I feel like Jay and you, I feel like you have been through it. And I feel like you're tired of it. And I feel like the universe has an answer for you. Now, do you accept it or not? I feel like will be the question. It's interesting because I get this energy of like where I feel like you can live, I want to say in the light or the dark and be fine. And what do I mean by that? I mean that I have a feeling like you have this soft spot for like the underdog. And I feel like I feel more comfortable with that energy. Now, I don't feel like in any means someone who's coming in is an underdog. I don't feel that. I feel like they're like-minded. But that may be the one thing, like, do you get wrapped up with the underdog energy? And listen, that's a good thing. But do I give to the underdog? And do they use that, what I give, to lift themselves up, or do they just use it? Now, I don't even know why I'm speaking of all that, Lydia, but I do feel like maybe I'm helping to prepare you for the potential of what's next. Let's take one right in the middle, the Chariot. The Chariot. It's interesting because the Chariot was really the year of 2023. So this could be saying that 2024 is ushering in new energy for you. Now, do you have to accept that? Of course you don't. But this feels of like-minded energy. And it feels passionate. And it doesn't have any, there's no, earthly limits on it. I feel like this is a great lesson for us to know, our hearts may be calling for someone, but maybe they're not giving what our hearts need. How long do we wait, or whatever the word is? Or is that the only love that's on my path? And every single time someone asks that question, I am telling you, there's other love. I don't feel like there's just one love for us. Okay, I'm going to let that be. So, Lydia. All right, Annette. Hi, Annette. What do I have coming in the near future? Thank you, thank you. You're welcome, you're welcome. Another new deck. Not new, but we haven't used yet. We're going to pull out the Crystal Vision. Going to give it a couple shuffles. I put my Stiller shirt on today. I don't know why. We're not in it. We're not in the Super Bowl. All right, Annette. Strength card. 2 cups. Interesting. Seven of Wands. The Unknown card. Even though we see the 2 cups right here. But the Unknown card is being mirrored by the Strength card. You can talk about, and then you have the 7 of Wands. 7 of Wands is about standing your ground. But then sometimes we got to know what we're standing our ground against. It can be putting out other people's fires, but do I want to keep doing that? It's interesting because the Unknown card to me is the High Priestess whose intuition is clouded. Like I can't see through my crystal ball. That could represent what the Strength card means here. We have the 3 of Pentacles. We have the Page of Pentacles. 6 of Pentacles. Holy Pentacles. The Emperor. 10 of Swords. Okay. First of all, I love that the Emperor is mirroring the Three of Pentacles because, again, to me, the Three of Pentacles talks about your uniqueness and, what you can bring to the world. I often feel the person in the Three of Pentacles, I'm just putting my head down, doing my thing, and I feel like there's people who admire what I do, even if they don't say that. Interesting because I feel like, what's coming towards you? Well, you have the Two of Cups, number one. Now, that doesn't necessarily have to be love, but let's say card right over it. We have Justice. Um, you may have just gotten done with a karmic relation or a karmic situation yourself. But anyway, so you have the Emperor mirroring that Three of Pentacles. So I feel like this is the ability to really manifest your finances, especially with the page next to it. And I feel like your finances are going to be really good this year. And I feel like what is the Strength card representing? Right now, the Ten of Swords is there. So I feel like this is saying just look at any repeat patterns in your life, and if you can find them, try to break them. Because I do feel like there was something you're dealing with it feels like um, of a karmic energy, but I feel like it's saying that, there may be something that that you had a tendency, or maybe you still do, to repeat in your life. And that could just simply mean like getting involved or trying to fix the world when what I really want to do is just fix myself type of energy. I'm going to go one more. Look at that, the Ace of Wands. So I wanted to look at the Two of Cups. Now, this Two of Cups, again, it can be love, or it can be, it's a soulmate. But it can be like a soulmate who comes in to help you, like to really create and really build. And I feel like, let's just say by the end of the year, because this is your last card, really, is you standing very, very strong. And then the Ace of Wands over the Two of Cups, I almost feel like this is something you can't expect. But I feel like when it comes in, it comes in. So you have a soulmate coming in. And it's interesting also because the Unknown card, right, is almost like maybe we're not meant to know when. Maybe there's something you're building right now that is just as important. But I have a feeling you have both coming your direction. Now, let's say you're already in a relationship, but this just means a lifting of it, like even more. I feel like the main thing is maybe that's what Justice is saying is look at the patterns in your life and just know oneself, because if there is a pattern, you have the ability to cut that pattern. And when you cut that pattern, it's like you're telling the universe that I am ready for all that is new. And I do feel like there are great rewards for that. I really do. I see it all the time and I live it. Okay, I'm going to let that be. I think one of my lives I'm going to do just like a yes and no. So it goes faster for those who are like, I am tired of waiting. Okay. Sophia. I can no longer see my question, not sure. It was about the intense pull to Capricorn. Okay, maybe I did not answer that. All right, so Sophia, I don't know if you're still here, but I have a feeling that if you're not, you'll go on chat replay. I can no longer see your question. It was about the intense pull to Capricorn. It's intense, and sometimes I feel like I'm being delusional. I'm a realistic person. Any insight? That sounds like a job for the cozy witch. So, what is his intense pull to Capricorn? What is his intense pull to Capricorn for Sophia? And is this something that she should follow? Or is she, I hate to use the word being delusional, but let's see what comes out. Oh, that's weird. I gave him a cut. I did not plan on doing that. All right. Sophia. I think I told you last time, it's one of my favorite names. All right. 7 of Swords. 8 of Pentacles. Knight of Wands. Well, there's that passion you're feeling. There's that intensity. 6 of Cups. Interesting, because I feel like, this reminds me of my daughter, and she'd probably get mad if I said this, but no, she wouldn't get mad. But I feel like it's interesting because I feel like there's 2 sides of the coin here. I feel like it's kind of like I can see their soul, and I feel, like I feel like you're feeling drawn to it, right? But then the 7 of Swords is over here. What does it say? Are your actions really as selfless as you think? Now, I don't think that, I know that's not you. So I want to know a little bit more about that. Because I certainly don't want you pulled towards anything that is not going to serve you. Good luck charm. If nothing else seems to go your way, cast a spell or say a prayer. Strength card. 2 8s, 88. Ten of Pentacles. Under that Knight of Wands. And, whoa, okay, everything's flying now. You were asking about Capricorn, so it's certainly, even though that's more of a card of Virgo, but we have the 5 of Wands. We have the Page of Pentacles. And we have the 4 of Cups. Okay. Interesting. I want to look at the 7 of Swords first. The Patient Witch. Learn to get comfortable with sitting still whenever necessary. It's interesting, though, because this person's like bent down. It's like she's about to throw her shoe, but she doesn't want the people who she's going to throw it at to see that it's coming from her. It's like I'm hiding what I'm doing. Ten of Cups. Wow. Okay. All right. Interesting. Because this, again, is a little bit of a mixed bag. So I don't think you're delusional, first and foremost. I feel like your energy is attracted to Capricorn's energy. I definitely feel that. I feel like I feel like you're feeling the passion of it all. And it is interesting because we have the 10 of Cups. But we also have the 5 of Wands. And that can be arguments. That's where maybe, one wants to do all the speaking and the other one doesn't want to listen. Like, let me talk, but I'm not going to listen to you. But I do feel like that can be worked out. I'm just going to say at this moment, I feel like there's something about Capricorn that I'm not 100% behind. Like, if I was your best friend, I'd be like, not 100% sure. I see the potential. But I also see the hiccups, let's say. The Hierophant. The lifting of one's energy. Okay. You're not delusional. I feel like your energy is just naturally, for whatever reason, you're naturally attracted, let's just say. Now, I do love you at the Ten of Cups and the Ten of Pentacles here, but you also have some difficult energy, and that is life, right? I feel like the first thing I want to say is, let's say you decide to go forward with this. Can you trust Capricorn? Do you trust Capricorn? Because, and I'll tell you why I'm asking you this. I couldn't imagine you being with someone who is not of the upright, or let me say it a different way, who, Seven of Swords doesn't have to mean I'm a cheater. It can just mean that I lie. Why would I lie? Well, sometimes it's easier to lie than tell you the truth. But that's got to be dealt with, because who wants to live with a liar? Now, I'm saying a liar, there's other better words, I'm sure. And I do feel like, like I try to be very careful saying certain things, because I don't want people to get hung up on waiting for just one person. Because I feel like if that person can't, like if that person is not giving me the love and respect I deserve, and it doesn't even have to be against them, then I've got to know that I've got to keep on moving, keep on going. Or another way of saying that is, I know my value. So this is what I think, long story short, is just know your value, because you have a very high value. And I feel like, let's just put it this way. If you feel the Capricorn lies a lot, ask yourself, could I live in that energy? Even though we have the Ten of Cups and the Ten of Pentacles, that doesn't mean this is the only person I could have the Ten of Cups and the Ten of Pentacles with. But I do see the attraction. But I also feel like there could be fighting. And I feel like the fighting would be over these Seven Swords. So you're not delusional. And I just want to take one more. There's a Knight of Pentacles again. Slowly but surely, you're going places. So I feel like, in a way, it allows us again to take a deep breath, because when the Knight of Pentacles shows, the Knight says, I'm coming at the right time, and that you can trust in. This is the most trusted Knight that you can trust in. So I feel like, no, you're not delusional. But do I think Capricorn has to be the only one? I don't. Because I feel like what this is saying with the Knight of Pentacles here and the Ten of Cups and the Ten of Pentacles, that you may find love in the most unexpected of places. And I also feel like if this Seven of Swords still exists, then this Knight of Pentacles is going to say, just like whoever had the Eight of Swords, like, that's not the right time. I cannot come in until the right time. Okay, I'm going to leave that be. I do feel like you're learning something from that also, though. Okay, guys, I think I'm going to do like another half an hour. And I asked everyone just consider my side of it. You know what I mean? Like I have a ton of comments and I want to make everybody happy, but I know I can't. I know you keep hearing it clicking, but I lit a cigarette and it keeps going out on me. Okay. I'm just going to click back in real quick. And I think it's just my phone that does this. Oops, dang it. Okay. Teaches you not to buy a cheap phone. All right, I'm going to go up. And just for future reference, anytime you come into one of my readings, the answer is yes, whether you can post a question or not. I can't guarantee you that I'll get to it. I am, I put it right in my comments that I am making priorities or donations priority, but it doesn't mean I don't want to do the free ones too. I'm just going to do my best. But yes, you can always ask a question. So, and I'm saying that because, of course, I cannot say the name. Bhumika. What's this? There's someone up there I can't see. Dang it. By the way, just so you know, the reason why I'm doing donations, not sure what the hell is going on, Wilton. It's so I can upgrade my phone. Okay, let me go back. All right, Denise. Denise, Ruiz. You just cut ties with a Pisces guy. My Aquarius buries himself in his job to avoid deception. What? Okay, wait a minute. Let me reread that. I just cut ties with a Pisces. My Aquarius buries himself in his job to avoid deception. Okay. I'm going to use a cosmic tarot. Janice. So I think I understand what you're asking, Denise. And I kind of feel like, you are more or less looking for guidance as it relates to love. So, like your guides know what your question is. So I'm just going to leave it open to your guides to tell me. I mean, I get it. Don't get me wrong. But this is for Denise. What's going on for her love life? We have the Nine of Pentacles. Well, there's your Aquarius burying himself in his work. We have the Five of Pentacles. and you're taking the brunt of it. It's like you're being ignored. We have the 5 of Swords. Look at that. 2 5s back to back. Neither of them great. We have the 3 of Wands. Hello, lovers. Now, the lovers means a head over heart decision. Though I do think it also speaks of chemistry between two. We have the 9 of Wands. We have, look at this, the 9 of Cups. So you have 5, 5, 9, 9. 5's a change, 9's the reflection. And then the Strength card. Okay. First thing I want to say, and I don't know why I'm picking this up, Denise, but I feel like you need to re-look at your own value and understand how valuable you are. I see Aquarius burying his head. And I see you taking the brunt of that. Or I'm saying the brunt of it, but let's just say not much is coming your way because of that. And that's why the 5 of Swords is there. It feels toxic to you. It's not how you see your life. It's not how you see your life. But you have the 3 of Wands. So to me, it's saying, stay optimistic. You know, I get this feeling that for some reason, I feel like, and there's a lot of us who do this, I feel like there's certain energy you're pulled towards that may not be the best for you. Now, don't regret it, because there's probably a lot you learned. You know, I feel like a lot of times, like through love, we're learning like what we want to love, but we're also learning what we don't want in love. And we're also learning how to be a better lover, right? Because again, if our vibration is of a low level, that's what we're going to vibrate back. But if it's of a high level, that's what we're going to vibrate back. Sometimes those are the people we kick to the curb, though. Like, wait a minute, you're too good to be, no. Like, yes, but no. And I think I'm saying that because I feel like that is like what's going to happen. Or maybe it's already happened. So I feel like this is saying just um, reflect upon love, and look at your love life back. Not to judge yourself, to know yourself. And I feel like there's also this energy of like how much you have grown. Now, the more you grow, and this is what I also think. I feel like because your vibration is lifting, there's certain other people whose vibration, because it doesn't match yours, naturally want to fall away. Now, what happens is a lot of times we stop them from falling away, but it wants to fall away because it's not at the same vibration. So we have a tendency to lower our vibration to meet theirs. So I feel like what your guides are saying, Denise, is if we turn it around and say, if you want to be with me, then your vibration needs to match mine, not the other way around. You know, Alex may be a workaholic. Alex. Why am I saying Alex? Interesting. I don't know where Alex came from. Aquarius may be a workaholic, and I don't know there's a whole lot you can do about that. And it's interesting how you said he buries his head not to deal with something. Um, I don't know. I get this feeling. Well, I'm going to take a card before. Look at that, the Tower. That's exactly what I was feeling. Now, Don't be afraid of that tower, because that tower is coming out, I feel like saying, where you're making clear statements. Like you just broke up with Pisces. Aquarius is burying his head in his work. Here's the tower, and I feel like it's you presenting that tower. Or now, it can just be energetic. I could be telling myself, I'm not going to, no more of waiting, and if you're not ready and blah, blah, blah. I want someone who just falls in love with me. And I feel like you have someone. Maybe you just haven't met them yet. I just haven't met you yet. Princess of Wands. I'm just looking a little deeper down here. Look at that, the star. Now, yes, it's a card of Aquarius, but I don't feel like it's the Aquarius you're talking about. The star is about your dreams and your hopes, and bringing them into your life. The Princess of Wands is first. So let's talk about her for a second, because this is a go-getter. This is someone who moves. And listen, this can serve us, but sometimes it can hurt us, because I feel like this is someone who moves according to my passion. But what I love about the Princess, or the Prince of Wands, or the Page of Wands, whatever you want to call it, is they are a go-getter. They are a risk taker. And not every risk is going to pay off. Sometimes I'm going to fall. But it's about getting back up again. And I feel like when you fall, as you're coming back up, you're learning what made that fall. And that way I can eliminate that. So bottom line is, I feel like what you want to think about is because I do feel like there is more love heading your way. But I feel like what you want to know, or how do I say this? You want them to be matching your vibration. And if energy wants to fall away, we've got to learn to let it fall away, because I feel like that's what the tower is saying. Not everyone deserves your love. Not everyone deserves your love. And you deserve the best of love. And if you can't give me that, then I have to keep on moving. I am the Princess of Wands. I know that there is love out there. And I know eventually I will be celebrating it. And the Three of Wands, it's telling you to stay optimistic. Live in the present moment, but know that your ships will come in when they're meant to come in. And those of the lower vibration, allow them to just go. And know that's exactly what's meant to happen. Now, it doesn't mean it doesn't hurt. But if I look at it from that angle, it makes it a little easier. Like, listen, if you're not of my vibration, or if you're expecting me to lower my vibration to meet yours, it's not going to happen anymore, because I've learned, right? I've had these falls, but I've gotten back up. And I'm saying all this, but I feel like the bottom line, I got to stop saying the bottom line, is that I feel like there's another lover. There's another lover. You just haven't met me yet. And I feel like, where love has gone wrong, don't beat yourself up. Forgive yourself. Like sometimes we have to learn, even if, somebody else's energy to cause it, we have to forgive ourselves. Sometimes we end up in relationships where years later, we're like, what the hell? What was I even thinking? Just forgive yourself. You know what I mean? Because I didn't know better then, but now I do. Okay, I'm going to let that be. Just a couple more questions, guys, then I got to go. But I think I did lives. I think this is my third time this week, which is interesting because I hardly ever went live. And now I just love it. I love the answering your questions live. Yeah, I don't do it just for, I do it for the money. I'm not gonna lie, because I need it. But what I really do it for is because I love the opportunity to connect with you guys, even deeper. Like I do your readings, like your monthly readings or special little readings, and I do connect with your energies. I do. But this I love. Okay. I don't know what Wilton is talking about. Just what the hell is going on? Okay. Jamie Collins. I have a new love interest. He's been so great, but we haven't seen each other much due to his children. I'm so excited about him. His name is Mike. Anything that comes up. Okay, so I have a new love interest. He's been so great, but we haven't seen each other much due to his children. I'm so excited about him. His name is Mike. Anything that comes up. Okay. Let's bring out the Psychic Tarot. I didn't use it very much today. And this is for Jamie. Jamie Collins, by the way. For her and Mike. For Jamie and Mike. What can we know regarding this relationship? What can we know? Jamie and Mike. We have financial and material changes, number 5. So right off the bat, when you see a 5, think of a change. And then partnerships and alliances. I like that. The waiting game. It's one of my least favorite cards, because I don't like anybody waiting. But sometimes we have to. By the way, 5 and a 5. 3 and 2 is 5, and then a 5. So there could be some changes, but I feel like they'd be of a positive nature. We have the Empress. I think Mike activated your heart chakra. We have the 9 of Pentacles. Interesting because it's coming under financial and material changes. And then we get the 9 of Pentacles, which is material harvest. Wow. Ace of Swords. So I feel like Mike's going to reach out. We have emotional withdrawal. Makes me feel like he misses you also. Like when you don't get to speak. We have the 2 swords, mental conflict. We have wisdom. And then recognition and reward. Okay, so let's look at this. So I feel like there's a couple changes going on right now. And they just feel like life changes, I'm not even going to say anything major. There's that 33. It's the first time I've seen 33 today, and we've been seeing 33 through all of our readings. So I don't know. There's that 33. But anyways, well, 333. I feel like, first of all, I feel like because I really want to know as much as your guides will let us know. So I feel like first and foremost, I I feel like one of the changes that are coming are directly for you. And I feel like it's to help you financially. It's to help you feel like independent. Not that you don't feel independent, but it really like a real strength of independence. I feel like that's first and foremost. And then I feel like Mike and you, I do feel like you're soulmates because I do feel like you see each other's soul or you can feel each other's soul. By the way, I don't even feel like you need to be together to feel that. You know what I mean? Like I feel like you just naturally feel it. It can be confusing if I don't know that. I feel like 8, 9, 10, 11. There's an 11. Hmm. I don't know why I'm stuck on that, but that 11. And then there's a 1. Anyway, what was I saying? Okay. This is what I feel. I feel like even when you and Mike are not together, you think about each other. I do feel like you feel each other's energy. I feel like you feel each other's energy emotionally, and even like telepathically. Now, I don't know that anybody knows that. Like, if anybody knows that, I don't know why I just repeated that. Um, but I do feel that. Now, I do feel like right now, this mental conflict, is it you or is it Mike? Well, I feel like it's just something, the other two is the waiting game and then the mental conflict. So I feel like what it's saying is like, when I don't speak to him, then I may go into this Two of Swords energy. And I know why, because I feel like your heart like sings when you do speak with him. I feel like there might be a small change, or let's just say a change going on in I feel like it's Mike's life. And I feel like it's a good thing. Now, it doesn't mean it's an easy thing, but I mean as a good thing, as in eventually I feel like it will benefit him and probably benefit you. There's another 5, 3 and a 2, 3, 2. I feel like there's a lot of changes coming up for the two of you. I feel like also, I want to say, just take it slow. And I'm saying take it slow because, um, well, in my hearts of hearts, I feel like the two of you are soulmates. I feel like the two of you could be like quite happy together. But I also feel like there are a little bit of life issues that may be part of, let's just say, this whole thing. Do I think that it can be overcome? I do. But I do feel like each person has to be willing. I feel like also, like, don't put all your eggs in one basket. Now, I'm not saying don't continue to feel that way about Mike. I'm just saying, like, still do your thing, right? Still do your thing. Still do you. Because I feel like part of this I have no control over. And that's the life part of it. That's his children. That's that situation. And all is tied to it. I don't have a lot of control over it yet. But maybe down the road. Because I know that when you don't speak, as much as you miss Mike, I feel Mike also misses you. Okay. I just feel like saying keep your heart open, but stay strong at the same time. And I'm saying that because let's just say that a life challenge comes before Mike and he doesn't deal with it, like, let's just say immediately. Well, that slows the progress down. Now, do I want to wait? I feel like just have your eyes wide open. That's it. Have your eyes wide open. I feel the potential. I don't know why I'm like, I feel like I'm overreading today because I feel like the potential is very good, but I also feel like just keep your eyes wide open. And if anything changes, or if there are changes that maybe you're not on board with, then, don't hang in there. You know what I mean? Like, again, it's the energy of like, don't give yourself away waiting on another. Now, I'm not, I hope you understand what I'm saying because I feel like it's coming across strong. But I feel like ultimately, what I'm seeing is I feel like there's a lot of soulmate energy in our readings today. And I feel like there's a lot of souls who are recognizing each other. And maybe this is the year. It's interesting because I thought, well, no, I shouldn't say I thought, but 2000, I think it was 2026. Um, I knew a lot of soulmates were coming together. I feel like this is another year where a lot of soulmates are coming together. But, there's still those life challenges. But I do feel like you're going to hear from him pretty soon. Okay, I'm going to let that be. Interesting because you have these fives, which talks about changes. Then you have eights, which talks about new beginnings. Change and then a new beginning. A change and then another new beginning. And I don't mean like the same new beginning. I mean like with different things in your life. Okay, so I'm going to do Lydia, and then I think I'm going to call it a day or a night. Oh, good, Annette. I like hearing that when, if like I'm a little uncertain about something, that you guys get it. And you're welcome, Claudia. All right, Lydia, how is work, career, or finances going for this year? Well, this is a year. This is a great year. Um, I mean, maybe not for everyone, but I feel like for a lot of people. Like, I feel like if I'm willing to put any effort this year towards building my career, my business, whatever it is, I feel like I'm going to be successful. But I have to be willing to put the work in. Judgment, call to the present moment. Page of Wands. I feel like that is saying be willing to take some chances. And then the Eight of Wands, it feels like something is moving very quickly towards you. King of Wands. Interesting, we have the page that goes into the king. You know what? Because we're asking about finances here, I feel like you have lifted a level, like you have gone up a level. What does that mean? It means I feel like if I was your boss, like you deserve a raise. And I'm seeing that Eight of Wands, and I feel like it feels like it's potentially money, or It just feels good. It feels like what I need is moving through the atmosphere and it's coming right to me. And that may be why judgment is here also. I feel like this is going to be a year of you taking action. And listen, I feel like also take some chances because I feel like very quickly, if you take a chance, I feel like it's going to pay off. And listen, if you take a chance at something and it doesn't feel right, then you know. All right. Look at that. The Eight of Pentacles. Beautiful. And then the Three of Wands. So, Lydia, it's like get excited this year. If you're willing to, the Eight of Pentacles says if you're willing to put your focus on your pentacles, you're going to grow. What comes next? The Nine of Pentacles. Successful self-employment. Now, it doesn't have to be self-employment, but successful employment. It means that I can take care of me. So I feel like just keep your energy as positive as you can as it relates to your finances, because I do feel like there's going to be opportunities coming your direction. Now, listen, it could be epiphanies, that it could be new ideas, or it can actually be new offers, like new opportunities. And I feel like this is saying be willing to take chances this year, because if you're willing to put the focus there, then I feel like success will be yours, however you measure that. And I say that because we all measure success differently, but it looks very good, Lydia. All right, guys. I got to go. I am so sorry if I did not get your question. I might even come on tomorrow for maybe for a couple hours before before the pre-show for the Super Bowl and all that begins. So I thank you all for your patience. And for those who asked if they can ask a question, just know that anytime you come in, when you see my sign that says, I think it says live, just ask your question. Just ask your question. Yeah, and I'm going to let that be, guys. So it is so hard for me to cut off a reading because I truly want to answer all your questions. I really do, but I cannot. Though I hope I can get you in the next one. And I do keep my eyes open. Like I'm trying to remember, who haven't I read for that needs a reading? I've seen them here. So know that, I'm on your side and I want to read for you. And, but also remember that your answers may be in other people's messages. Like, please trust me when I tell you that. That's how spirit works, at least here at our table. All right, guys, I love you. I thank you as always. And I will see you very soon. Bye-bye. Have a great rest of your day.